Picking up from where we last left off then. Following up on a quest given to you by the Society of Brilliance, you arrived at a troglodyte ruined temple and found Skris, the Society of Brilliance translator, in a desperate fight against like a chasm fiend and several smaller abyssal creatures. Jumping into action, you fought off the demonic threat and managed to rescue Skris, who then informed you that she had sealed the temple's entrance to protect her fellow researchers as they took cover inside from the demon presence. Barely regrouped, you were ambushed then by Ilvara Mizrim, Eric's relentless captor from Valkenval prison. She was accompanied by deadly Driders and Drowan forces. With vicious taunts, they assailed you, and Ilvara led a charge. And her hunters sort of pressed the attack, testing your limits in a grueling fight. At one point, Jimjar and Aranis actually were struck down, crossing briefly into the afterlife. The battle finally ended when Ilvara, wounded and bitter, was forced to retreat with what remained of her forces. After the battle, you took shelter with the Society of Brilliance, and, grateful for your help, the Society offered you the means to revivify your fallen companions, as well as a shortcut to Blingenston, a hidden passage through an underground river basin that would allow you to bypass multiple dangerous Underdark regions on the final leg of your journey to the Deep Gnome City. Along your journey, Badrak, you spoke with Aranis, with aims to open negotiation channels between the Dwega and the Moon Elves, and possibly securing an alliance against the Demon Tide. With Aranis serving as a courier, the elf traversed the Underdark using his fungal gift of mushroom striding and delivered correspondence to Grakelstuch. So, days come to pass, and as we near our final destination of Blingenston, Aranis returns, joining you as you're setting up camp. With him, he carries a response from the dwarves of Grakelstuch, a letter from the Deep King, Horgar Steelshadow V. The letter acknowledges Badrak's report on the demon threat, all you've experienced, emphasizing that Grakelstuch will accept aid from the Moon Elves only if it serves the Dwegar's dominance and survival. The Deep King holds a strong disdain for the elves, evident by his letter, viewing them as fragile and inferior, but yet he is willing to allow a temporary alliance if they prove themselves. To earn his trust, the elves must send capable warriors and mages to fight alongside Grakelstuch's forces against the fiends when the time comes. As a sign of good faith, in return, 5 of their elven kin will be released, but only if the elves show their loyalty through unwavering commitment in battle. The Deep King ordered Bajorak to closely escort and monitor the elven envoy, making it clear that any sign of weakness or hesitation will not be tolerated. If the elves prove valuable, further negotiation will be considered once the demonic threat is purged. Otherwise, Grakelstuch will show no mercy. The letter sort of concluded with a reminder of the Dwegar's strength and a stern warning that the elves either stand with the Deep King's forces or face consequences. And so, as we finish off this long rest, set up camp, do you wish to do anything before setting off on this final leg of our journey?
During the past few days, Isabella was struggling with a storm-like disease given by one of the basilisks. He has spent like the last few days trying to burn away the stoneflakes that were in her arms. You could have seen her construct just throwing electricity at her body, like trying to take the flakes away.
Do we have anything that could help with that? Like, I don't think we bought that potion, right?
No, I
That would help.
suppress the
Yeah.
I succeed on the saving throw, so she's
Oh,
healed
gotcha.
already.
Other than just acknowledging Aranis coming back, if anyone else has anything they may have been working on or something, or want to do.
In camp or on the way? On the road?
On the road. Or I camp at some point.
No, good. I did what I wanted to do off screen.
Word. Eric, you got anything? Okay.
Well,
You gotta yell, man.
Not really, no. We're ready to go.
oh,
Eric is
this-
happy to see that so much of the party now is not only like welcoming and friendly towards Aranis, but willing to help him with what he wants. Because he remembers when they first met, he was like the one mainly advocating for them to come along. So now he sees like other party members, extending like helping hands and being cordial with them, and he's content.
It's almost like he's on like a carousel, and like he keeps approaching closer and further away, closer and further away. I'm so glad to be here with you guys. And anyways, but you should probably turn your head. And I'm like, why? What's going on? It's something new with your mic every time.
Christmas is coming, guys. Don't worry.
My boy, I'm gonna work an extra day just for you. I'm gonna send you a mic. I mean, if no one has anything, then I'm gonna acknowledge Aranis, and then he just comes back from like a shadow pat, like as we're like about to head off and everything. Does he just kind of like walk up to us, or is it just like a poof? There he is, existed.
Exhausted from his travels, he sort of doesn't poof into existence. He's not a fucking Houdini.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
more
I'm
like
just saying.
a nearby mushroom patch like begins to like almost pulse with a heartbeat, first by luminescence and emotion, and it begins to bloom forth. And from the epicenter of that mass, he manifests forth first like a hand extending outwards, and the rest of his body coming out of this mushroom wall. And in his grasp is this series of interlinked metal plates, linked with chain and, cursive-looking dwarven runes etched onto them with a message.
That's a good lad. Let me get a look at you. He kind of, motions for him to kind of bend down a little bit towards the light, whatever he can find, if there's anything. And,
You see
because I think you said in the RP chat he was a little banged up.
bruises, a black eye, several sear marks from where a hot metal rod has been pressed against his skin and arms.
Apologies on that. They don't really quite know what's going on. Gods can be a bit rough. But I see that you got the letter, and that's the notice. A small price to pay, but it's going to pay off in the end, and you did good. Thank you.
Comes with the territory, he says, before eyeing a nearby flask of water or anything he can find.
Hey, come on, drink up. I would get some food over here. You can maybe got some, maybe half-spoiled rations left. But this right here, this is gonna secure us. A small part of us. I got some other plans that I need to get going and start working on, but I will get there. And then he just starts reading through everything, to what you said earlier. And
Feel free to read to the group if anybody did not read RP chat.
let me pull it up.
Yeah, it's right above the part where Self was eating brains.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys want me to read it aloud to you, or do you guys just want to read it up in your own time? I can just paraphrase. And basically, Tom already paraphrased a lot of it.
True.
I read it.
Okay.
Okay.
Then as he's reading through it, he's reading it aloud, so everyone can hear and mark his words. But he's especially kind of looking over to Isabel and noticing that, look, we're starting to gain the favor of one house. My king is cool with this, about what we talked about before. Let's start getting that, ball rolling, between our two houses and kingdoms. But as he's reading it, he's just shaking his head. He hears the words on his king, or from his king, and he's happy with it, that he's still worthy and that he didn't cause too many waves in the ocean per se. All right, good. It's all coming together. As he goes to strap it up and puts the chains and he puts it in his pocket and everything. I am trying for the life of me to remember where Aranis wanted to take the negotiations at.
Gauntlegrim.
In a neutral place. Gauntlegrim.
Gauntlegrim.
Oh, Gauntlegrim. And so as soon as we get up above, you're going to take us to Gauntlegrim. And I guess we'll have the other dwarves sit in on it. Not that they need to be there. But I'll accept that. But if you can get... What?
Azrak, Gauntlegrim is not above. Gauntlegrim is down here in the Underdark.
Oh, I knew that.
It is not nearby, I think, but
No.
yes, I'm sure by reputation they would be willing to host some sort of conference, conclave.
It would have been better if we had a mutual contact, somebody who knew us and could speak on our behalf. I suppose you and I will have to do. I don't suppose any among you are friends with the Shield Dwarves.
Not so much.
I only know them by reputation, and I have never been there myself.
Then it will be
I
much
hear
more
great
difficult.
Stories, though.
They are dwarves of a mountain, proud people, with respect to ourselves, like your kin. But he just simply surmises that it will be much harder to do this without a shield dwarf to introduce the party. Hopefully your reputation will supersede you. If not, you'll have to do your own introductions in due time, but those are problems for months from now, if you survive that long. For the time being, what would you like to do?
Well, it's the start. We got a nice footwork. Keep it up. We'll see this through. And with that, he just starts packing his stuff, make sure everything's good to go. Takes the letter and kind of under his clothing, in his little kind of torn clothing, and he's got a pouch on the inside that he kind of just wants to keep that close to his heart with.
One last thing I want to say. Finding you lot was easy. Tracking you down using simple spell works, not even of the second circle. It was child's play. It is no wonder that those drow tracked you so easily. Perhaps we should do something about that in future.
Well, some magic folk, Jimjar and Blingden. Some charms or hexes or something. Hey?
He says that I guess you'll have to come there and find out, because he hasn't been there for a very long time, and he simply hopes that it's still standing. But they are known for their magic, especially of the earthen kind, and whatever gifts the earth can provide will be, hopefully, available to the party. Of course, any service given by the Deep Gnomes would have to be repaid in kind first. Aid for aid.
Always something somebody wants. But fine. We'll see when we get there. Maybe that place you were talking about. What's the name of it? The Foaming Mug is still there. Maybe someone there knows too. But I don't know. Maybe let them come. Oh, for a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
Boss, the meeting will be in a few weeks, months, but you should consider invite the Drow to it.
Why
They're
would I
capable
invite them?
warriors.
Both Buzz and Aranis give you a look.
In the fight, the and Gizmo.
And
Sound like a
Going
fucking
to-
traitor, mate.
seriously. You're not going to consider inviting the Drow?
For all we know, it's the
Oh,
Drow
how
who
can
summoned
you do
demons in
that?
the first place. Just like a cacophony of arguments.
They could be fighting for each other. They're little fucking little worker ants. The Drow. They're just doing their own thing. No. You get that thought right out of your head.
You want to win this war, you want Grackles to survive, you have to do everything that increase the odds, even working with those you dislike.
They're summoning demons against us. Why would they work with us? We gain nothing. I don't have the permission, but I'm not giving them a single bit of land that we have.
You don't have to give them anything.
Nothing.
You're just inviting them to bleed with you in the field.
They can bleed on their own terms. If they want their demons fucking them up, then they can fucking take it. No. They're not coming to my negotiations. I've got this working with Uranus. I've got you in your house. You make your war machines. You bring them down. And then I'm gonna get all the fucking other nobles out there on the Sword Coast.
No
They're gonna
girls
give me
in
their
my
armies.
treehouse.
It's what? You got Waterdeep and, I don't know, Baldur's Gate and a couple others. I'm sure they got some armies. There's gotta be some powerful magics up there too that you can bring down.
They have the armies. Convincing them to bring them down here, it's another thing.
Well, that's something we're gonna have to fight for. They need to see the importance of this. Without the Underdark, this gives them, the demons, a home base. From there, they got nowhere else to go. They're gonna come up right up from under your ground and swallow you whole.
I cannot speak.
Everything is
for-
interlinked. Go
Cannot
ahead.
speak for the Lothborn, Mans of Berenson. There are Drow amid our tribe, dark elves, sworn to the Sildarin gods, working in the light. Perhaps they will ally with us. That is the only compromise I can possibly promise, Sybil. Aranis. You cannot speak
Aranis,
for the
is
Lothborn.
Is that true? I thought those were just rumors. Drow that don't worship Loth.
People
You
vary.
know? Individuals? I thought that was a rumor, a myth.
That would be like me saying that it's a rumor that some gnomes worship Loth. I give credit where credit is due and do not discredit such insanity in a world so varied. Everything
That's
is possible.
true. A little bit of help, a little ragtag band. Fine. But you keep them on your team.
I mean, look, we're walking with a mind flayer who did not eat our brains, and with a human who cannot help but think about the next drow whose scalp he shall crack open.
Yeah? Umaloom's a good friend.
People vary.
Look, I'm saving us money on rations, aren't I?
That was you?
You're eating people.
Oh,
Damn it, now you like
God!
no.
Oh, I'm going to be sick. Oh,
It's already happening.
I'm not gonna lie, the mouthfeel was not pleasant.
oh.
Did you gain any memories?
That's a good question. Did I gain memories from it?
No, but I made some.
He remembers
I
how
thought-
foul it was.
I thought that it was a good way for me to basically cast Speak with the Dead, but I think next time I need them to be a little bit fresher, and also maybe some garlic.
Oh.
If you actually puke on Mike, give him inspiration.
It just sounded like
Really
it, 'cause I
commit.
was-
Oh,
Man,
Commit to it.
With Glock mouth. Oh.
I just think of that puffer fish, the wall,
Oh.
the fucking meme. Yeah.
Brains.
Look,
That is just to my
we got a
point, says
long way to
Aranis.
go.
I do not limit the capabilities of sentient beings. But yes, no, he does mention there are good lined drow and bad lined drow. I don't know how many of those you'll find in Mensa Berenson if those are the ones you're mentioning, Isabel, but I will not stop you. It's a good idea. I think Bachelorette will stop you, though.
Yes. But we have time to change his mind. Make his heart more warm to the idea.
My heart's plenty warm. I let 5 hostages go. We're good. It's a start.
Aranis is just holding on edge, trying not to cringe at that. Thousands of slaves, thousands of chains. Handful free. Pittance, nothing. A small
It's a
gesture,
small-
but it's something. And he's like, more than any Dweger has ever done in his lifetime. He's just sitting there without patience. All the while you're like, yeah, I'm done a good thing. Like, you're like,
I'm being
lives.
nice. Look at me.
Enslaving generations
nice.
upon generations. Like, and with that, he retreats into his own mind for a little bit. You guys wish to trek onto Blingston then?
Yes.
Alright.
Yes, boss.
As the...
Sure.
Yeah, Jeff?
Yeah, I was just gonna say during the walk, Gizmo does want to consult with Jimjar.
Mhm.
I want to know, Jimjar. When we arrive, I have some correspondence that I need to send out to Candlekeep. If that's possible, I was wondering if you could help me with that. Whether it be via sending a message or some sort of other correspondence.
We have our
I'm willing to work it off.
we have our fair share of stone speakers and other priests who work for our divine gods, who can manifest their own fair share of miracles. Sending spell might be possible, though it's kind of funky in the Underdark, you know, with phase risks intercepting things. Your message might get skewed or never reach its final destination, but we can take a risk. It will cost you. My people are very much of the belief of, again, he mentions how it's aid for aid. You'll be coming in as complete strangers. Even a fellow cousin of the Deep Gnomes, you, Gizmo, would still need to earn a little bit of the trust before they start offering you for their services. And it's only fair, given their history of trying to survive in Underdark, in between being enslaved by the Dweger, Drow, and everything else that's trying to assault their home city. They're very protective, defensive people. But once you make a friend of a gnome, a friend he stays. So it's possible.
Yeah, and absolutely. I'm not asking for anything for free. I will certainly provide whatever services I can. I am light on coin, as you know, but
Yeah, we could use your
I can make it up
smarts.
somehow.
We got our forges. We have our artificers of our own. You can compare notes. You know, help us. You help us. We help you. Mikasa Sukasa sort of thing. You know, but if I may inquire, this correspondence. Everybody's using such fancy words. What is it? What are you trying to send over to Candlekeep? I'm just curious.
Well, I've been missing for months now, and my mistress will be wondering about me, and I
No, you tried to
feel there's
not.
an urgent-
All right.
Oh, not that kind of mistress. The
Oh, I see.
individual to whom I'm apprenticed. Anyway, I wanted to inform them of my
but is she
of
hot?
my
Like
status and also of the urgency of this demon problem. Somebody up there needs to know, and know as soon as I can get a message.
Yeah, I think I know a place. I think I know a guy. We'll have to visit the local temple to Old Smooth Hands. Yeah, we can make that happen. I'll try and smooth things over with my folks as much as I can. It's just that you'll have to carry your own weight in a way. But we're almost there. It's not even a days away, so.
Shouldn't be a problem. Okay,
Feet,
thank
feet. Sounds good. So as the party continues then through the winding tunnels and the passages that you pass through widen. The air here is dense and tinged with like that chemical oily scent. The faint sound of grinding machinery can be heard. The low hum of industry echoes through the chamber ahead. And as you approach, the walls shimmer with what you see are like flecks of like white, you recognize to be like salt veins, reflecting the harsh glow of distant lanterns and Dawnbringer's light. Jimjar's eyes dart around as he grins and rubs his hands together. White Shell Mines. Good. All scrape dust is running this whole joint. We're close. Maybe half a day's journey north before we reach Blingstone's outskirts. He gestures ahead where the cavern opens up. As the tunnel spills into like this vast underground expanse, you take in the sight of like a massive tank-like drill that dominates the center of the chamber. It burrows, claws spinning into these powerful rotations, grinding deep into the salt wall ahead of it. The machine itself, a marvel, is covered in like scuffed armor plating, its surface dented and scratched from years of use in the harsh Underdark. Written in like smeared white paint on the side of the drill in like blocky gnomish script is the machine's name, Doretta. Her exterior, while rugged and imposing, has a certain charm, the kind that speaks of years of loyalty and hard work. Those among you with appreciation for machinery, Gizmo, Isabel, and the others, note that unlike most contraptions, Doretta runs on fuel, not magic, as evident by the slick liquid stains that stain the ground and like these chromatic puddles here and there. It appears the Deep Gnomes have devised a special oil derived from the earth itself. Gizmo, your astute senses and education has you recognize the smell of synthesized oil shale, a mineral found in the deep, in these tunnels and in the earth. You can like sort of smell the faint acrid scent of burning fuel as Doretta's engine roars, spewing like these fumes into the air. Thick clouds of smoke billow from like exhaust pipes on her back, giving the air this like hazy chemical quality. Around the machine, you see several Deep Gnome miners, all equipped with like bulky gas masks strapped to their faces. Pressurized tanks filled with like breathable air are strapped to their backs, and the goggles on their masks gleam in the dim light of the mine. Their voices are like muffled, sort of distorted through the masks as they shout orders and warnings to one another in their like native tongue. All the while the hissing sound of their breathing fills the air around you, giving like the whole scene like this almost surreal feel.
Gizmo's eyes get as big as saucers, and he is just mesmerized by this amazing machine. It's as if he's just singularly focused in a almost a dream state. He just wanders toward it, digging in his pouch for like his journals and something to draw with so that he can sketch out the design of this amazing creation. He's just slack-jawed as he wanders closer, stopping to reach down and just touch and feel from the puddles and rub through his fingertips. Amazing. And That's his initial reaction.
As Gizmo fanboys all over the machines and marvels of these gnomes. The rest of you? Mhm.
I would be looking at it and all the hard work that's going on, and just be like, that's what I like about these deep gnomes. They know how to move a lot of stone quickly, but those contraptions too much to handle. There's just too many tinkering. But
You'll have to yell louder over the machine's roar.
Yell, my man.
What are they digging for?
It seems like to be a salt mine of some sort.
we'll go
I bet
give it a
this
little
machine
taste.
I bet this machine can do the work of 15 men. 20, maybe.
That's efficient, sure. That's a lot of upkeep. That's too much for us.
Give the salt a little taste.
It's salt. A little bit of oil slick in there, here and there, and you have to like chew
is
through
it
a little
like-
bit of sand.
Is
But
it
it's
normal
salt.
table salt? Is it like Himalayan salt? It's different types of salts here, brother.
Black
Salty.
salt.
Look me in the eyes. Do I look like a salt miner to you?
Hold on, let me...
As you take
Rock
in
salt.
the rock salt machine and the crew, you look on, and then suddenly the workers scatter, pointing frantically toward the edge of the cavern. Those of you with like dark vision spot shapes approaching from dark. Oozes, slithering, corrosive blobs begin to like emerge from the cracks in the salt walls. Their pseudopods stretching out, leaving like behind these streaks of like a sick slime that causes salt walls to sizzle and melt. The sound of metal scraping against stone grows louder as these fiendish spiders, their eyes glowing faintly with like infernal fire, drop from the ceiling. The spiders crawl toward the drill. There's like spiny legs clacking against the ground as they close in on the gnome workers. You hear a muffled voice, "Over there!" shout. As they take on like battle positions, and the scene turns dire. Jimjar points to like this gruff-looking overseer standing atop the drill's engine compartment, inserting like a lightning-charged gemstone into like his pickaxe, activating and electrifying both pickaxe blades. Over there, that's Perigrog. Oh, watch this! This is gonna be awesome. That guy fights. And like atop the drill's engine compartment, the miner's gruff overseer just stands there, like barking orders. His face is like hidden behind one of the gas masks, but you can still hear his like muffled shouts as he swings his glowing pickaxe, a magical charge humming from the tip. His voice, though muffled, is still full fury. "Battle station, boys! Don't let those acid bags get near Doretta. We lose her, and we're dead. We're dead in these tunnels." The deep gnomes like all struggle to like defend off the advancing creatures while continuing to keep their mining drill engine running. The situation is dire. If you don't intervene now, both the machine and its operatives will probably get overrun. So as you move closer, a few of the oozes take notice of you. Their gelatinous bodies shifting in your direction. You see like one of the spiders turns its many eyes toward the party, hissing as it begins to close the distance. What do? Fight, run.
With a minor illusion, a little halo over Globagul. He's with us. He's a good one. They're not. These spiders are ooze and spider combo.
No, the spiders are like fiendish looking, and the oozes are
Okay,
ooze looking,
I see.
and they seem to be working
Gotcha.
in tandem. Go ahead and position yourselves on the edge of the map where you think you would be during this combat. And let me know if you need any of your companions on the map. We have Jimjar here, and we have Globagul, of course.
Oh yeah, we healed. We rested. God dang
Yes,
it.
we rested.
Yeah,
Uh,
hold on.
You think you could convince any of them to stand down?
Labs, it's your people. Convince them to stand down.
Aranis, get back. no.
Yeah, Aranis, you're in the
For
back
the sake of
line,
this,
mate.
Aranis, just takes a camouflaging position, is out of combat, right?
Yes.
Here-
Yeah.
Here,
Follow him.
here in spirit, yeah. Alrighty then. As you guys sort of take your positions on the map and take in the massive machine, trying to not breathing too many of the fumes, go ahead and roll initiative.
Yes, sir.
Either who wants Jim Jar?
I'll take it. I'll take care of the boy.
Rushing into action, Jim Jar rolls a 7 on initiative.
Say it again, Eric.
Oh my god. I said don't kill him again.
His spider is dead. He is more careful now. Good, so.
Alrighty then, I'm gonna go ahead and sort initiative from top to bottom. Bajarak, you are faster than these. Oh, never mind. The group ruled 17 initiative and everybody ruled sub 15 initiative. Interesting.
Whoa.
Yep.
So a sound of the ooze begins to sort of like impact against the walls of the machine, melting into its ceiling and climbing up almost like a spider climb with its tendrils, and wrapping the boots of one of the gnomes as he shouts. The rest of them begin to encroach closer toward you. Green slime with bones floating within, sort of composing a skeleton or mock of a few of the skulls, press themselves against the ooze walls, forming faces against the walls in an eerie display. Almost as if to frighten you. I'm gonna go ahead and open its sheet and look at its speed. So they begin to ooze forth, closing distance. One reaches poor Gizmo, and with a acidic pseudopodic lashes out for an 8. It's small, it's pathetic, it's tiny, and you can easily dodge out of the way of it, but more swarm forth. They're slow, leaving behind almost like snail traces in their wake. Bajarak, one of them swings his pseudopod at you as well for a 7 to hit. Again, small, pathetic, easy targets. But they're swarming. They're lack in strength, they don't lack in number. Nonetheless, you get a chance to retaliate.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go with bonus action. I'm gonna change it to my Lycan form.
Mm.
So let me switch. Multi-side, choose side. There we go.
Those
Rawr.
gnomes closest to you point at you with horror and say, "Oh God, what is it?" Like, they're just panicking.
It has eyes!
And I'm just gonna go for a let's just do a claws attack, and against this small little one here. And this. Actually, no. You know what? They're goopy and they got bones in them, so maybe I'll just do 2 unarmed strikes.
Sure.
Maybe crush the bones. Normal. A 21 and a 15.
There's like no armor protecting these creatures.
Okay.
You easily lacerate through their goop.
It'll be 13 damage total.
Yeah.
Force.
Almost completely eviscerating it into goopy pieces. Where it lands, the pieces try to like sort of crawl toward each other and reform into a central mass.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand my ground for now.
Sure. As you like heave your 2 lashes and then you step back to sort of stabilize yourself into your monk position, you look onto your claws where the goop covers your claws, forming little faces that morph into yours. Many of them. Many tiny Bajaraks just silently screaming. And all the while you hear this
Get off!
this awful like awful susurration whisper coming from the screams as Gizmo takes his turn.
So Gizmo is going to risk the opportunity attack from this line and take a step back 5 feet.
No problem. That's a reaction wasted for this little goopy guy as I roll a 16 plus modifier 21. Bludgeoning you for 5 plus 4 psychic damage. You expected the pseudopod to lash out and melt off your armor and your leathers, but as it lashes against you, caressing against you, hear an awful noise in your mind, this susurrating whisper. Learn, become. These like detached words. And an awful feeling washes over you, Gizmo. Familiar, because you've heard something like this. You've experienced this psionic sort of assault when you first ascended into the Underdark. There's illithid, not magic, but like psionics at work here. That same awful susurration as 9 damage all in one.
Oof.
Yeah.
And my head! Get away, you thing! And I will just blast it with a firebolt, which is why I stepped back.
Yep.
So that I
Gizmo brandishes a wand-like tool and pulls the trigger, igniting a flame at the tip.
did it.
Feels
not
like
roll.
nom.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why it's not rolling.
It's okay. Whatever dice tells you to roll, I can roll them in chat, or you can roll them.
It's okay. I'll roll. It's
Yeah.
20 plus 8.
I can almost guarantee it's gonna hit. Yeah.
Plus 8, 22. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going to be for 2d10 damage. Only 2d10 and I roll
Yeah.
4 damage.
Nonetheless, while the instrument, the contraption of yours takes a while to warm up and you shoot forth your flaming projectile, it's a little smaller than you expected, a little ping of flame, but as soon as it touches this little ooze spawn, it's immediately like fuel on fire, engulfs in the flames, and explodes from the inside out, with only the smoldering core remaining, as it takes a total of 8 fire damage. Vulnerability discovered.
And it was destroyed by that shot.
No, but it's still alive, but like the core remains
Okay.
sizzling. There are no organs or body parts of this creature. It's just sort of being shredded apart. Still standing, but you've dealt a massive blow to it.
Okay. Clank, get up there and take care of that. I'm going to have Clank advance and take his force-empowered rend shot. And
Sounds good.
sorry.
You guys don't have to wait for me to tell you to roll. You can just go ahead. Natural 1.
Oh, and that's going to be
Yeah.
that's a miss. And he will stand his ground there.
Alrighty, no problem though. Big flaming hit, self follow. Gizmo, sorry. As you remain there, you're engulfed in like the fumes of the machine. And while it is a marvel to behold, you're starting a little bit too close to the exhaust. Do you remain where you stand, or do you move out of the fumes?
Well,
It's starting to sting.
It's causing me that much grief. I'll move over to the side. Yeah.
Okay, not imposing a constitution saving throw against choking on you, then we have self.
Do I see like the little mini Bezorak faces right there?
Sure.
Oh, what the fuck is that? No, absolutely not. Blast. So that's gonna be 9 on the first one and 10 on the
9
second
on the first
so
one
19
kills the
damage.
creature. You can describe the kill if you wish.
Okay. Yeah, basically I'm just gonna like wind up an Eldritch Blast and kind of like coming down with it, knock this thing into the dirt, leaving like a comet landing into the ground, into like as I knock it back down into it.
Nothing but a smear
Nothing
remains.
as, but, can I like move the second attack over here, or you want me to put 2 into this one?
No, the first one killed it. I don't think you would just
Okay.
blast a corpse.
Okay, then I will send the second one over this way.
The fiendish
10
looking
damage.
spiderling, go ahead, and you roll 10 force damage, right?
Yeah.
Just open this sheet real quick to see if the fiendish spider has any resistance to force by chance. Oh, that's a cool image. Go ahead and put that in chat. It's neat. No. Takes the full crackling 10 force damage as the carapace cracks inwards, and you send back flying 10 feet.
I'm gonna leave it where it is actually.
Okay.
And then I'm going to kind of sidle over here behind Eric and peek out from behind and throw a hex onto this one. I'll hex strength.
Alrighty then.
Ginger.
Suddenly, several deep gnomes train their weapons on your group, their attention quickly shifting nervously to the massive, quivering, angel-haloed, translucent form of Gabagool just behind you. Lagram's beard! There's another one of them, and it's huge! Yells one of the gas mask miners through his mask. Their leader shouts, "Focus fire, man!" And he just sort of points to Gabagool. What? Before several explosive bolts find their mark upon the center of mass of this gelatinous cube, erupting and sending chunks of Gabagool everywhere. I'm not here to hurt anyone, I'm just helping! Glimmering garl talks! And just keep firing at him, unless you do something about that. Jimjar. Yeah?
I said he was with us. Don't you see the halo?
You see Ginger rolls outside of Gabagool with his crossbow and yell at his fellow same gnomish. This Goncho is a good one. He's with us, with me, Ginger. And I'm making him Italian for some reason, I'm sorry.
Jimjar! Go ahead, with the aid of the halo and being Jimjar, you get advantage on this persuasion check.
Okay, okay, she has things, so... 8, 19.
19. Momentary hesitation as they take in the chaos, and seeing a werewolf fight on her behalf, a gelatinous cube, it weirds them out to the point where they hesitate, and then the shout coming from the back of the machine from one of the gnomes being gnawed on by the fiends refocuses them in a snap, and they just aim their weapons at the closest targets. They'll deal with this chaos when they can. For now, the front line awaits. Jimjar, anything on your turn you wish to do?
Yeah, Ginger will grab the crossbow and aim for this spider, even if there is no sneak attack on it, but yeah.
This one over here?
Yeah, the one in front. 10.
Okay. The small spawnling, the hatchling, just sort of hugs the floor, and the bolt comes scathing, barely missing its head and just scratching the back of its thorax. It's a miss.
It's the smoke, Goncho. I'm a good shot, I swear. That's it for him. Bonus action, he's gonna hide in the smoke, I guess.
If you stay in the smoke, I'm gonna have to make you make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
He will do it.
Do you know what's funny? Is that Bajorak is immune to Gracklon.
Because he can...
Yeah,
Okay.
because he
cannot
lived
get
in this
this.
shit. He's from Hong Kong. He's from Shanghai.
Yeah,
He
I'm in the steel
That's
plant.
his copium. 18. Yeah, you managed to hold your breath, though it stings Jim's eyes and they turn red. You managed to hide inside the smoke. You are hidden, giving Gabagool the turn.
Glab is going to move 15 feet up this way, and then using Gulf to move forward onto this spider.
The demon feed spiderling has to make what sort of a save? A dexterity?
12 dexterity, it looks like.
Dexterous creature by nature, it nonetheless rules a 4 plus modifier for 7.
Fails.
Getting engulfed, immediate damage, right? Or in honest turn.
Yeah, so that's going to be 3d6 damage. Ooh, 16 damage.
16
Nice.
destroys the spiderling, and nothing but legs and a floating
Nice.
thorax remains.
Yeah. So you see him kind of like look up to the gnomes and produce like a thumbs up emoji, like, you know, as it sticks out of his body, looking hopefully at them.
By Carl's beard, I've seen everything. And just like loads another, like one of those like electrified gemstones and slings them with like a slingshot toward one of the goops, all the while giving you a weird side eye. But he'll take it. All right. Eric's turn, or anything else from Glubby?
I think that's it for him.
All right. Shout.
Eric, holding one arm above his nose, like holding his elbow in between, in front of his nose to like help shield himself from the disgusting air in this mining site. He's making his way forward towards the fiends that he can see, and he's gonna hold a ready to action to
Two.
attack when any of them come close.
Interesting. Fair enough.
So he gets to hear with Dawnbringer in hand, and as soon as any of them come within range, he will strike.
Okay, you watch as one of the gnomes, the one shouting all the commands, sort of slides down the copperwork, down the pipe, and hooks himself to the side of the machine and aims what looks to be like a long shotgun boomstick at the oozling over yonder, and is like, brace! And fires. A loud crack of thunder sends a whole bunch of bullets skittering in a shrapnel pattern, all of them missing the ooze, or some of them just grazing the side of it. Nothing lethal, as the gnome himself goes sailing back with recoil like 10 feet. Thump. Alrighty then. With that, the rest of the gnomes act in tandem to protect Doretta, as some of the demon feet spiders, some of them larger than the others, begin to skitter forth at Gizmo, with your Steel Defender acting as your shield. One of these spiderlings leaps forth at your machine to bite forward. 7+ modifier for 10, not enough to pierce your defender's steel. Another one begins to skitter forth, dashing on all 8 legs toward Isabel, meeting you in melee range and locking Fang against your gun. You had a held action there, Eric, as one of them sort of goes to flank you. You want to attack it? 23 surely pierces through. And
Swings.
yeah.
Oh wait, I had Giant Smite toggle. That's 16 damage.
16 damage is perfectly lethal against this creature as you slay it before it can even launch forth with its maw. Another one that skitters forth, taking the opportunity to sort of bite through your defenses as you swing wide and opening your side for a bite attack against you, Eric. It's going to be a 7 missing. Larger of them begins to skitter across the wall and begins to penetrate what looks to be the back line. It's on the wall about 20 feet up on the cavern ceiling over here, and I believe it has a web attack. It does. Just reading this. Just attack one with its bat and one with its stinger. Can make one attack with its web spinner followed by melee attack. I see. Okay, so it lashes out with the backside of its abdomen with a web spinner attack against. You're trying to dodge there, but it will try and hit you there, Self, for 26 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Yeah, you are grappled by this cocoon and pulled towards spider. 40 feet will pull you within melee range of it, as it will then attempt to follow up with a bite attack against you, grappled as you are.
15 will miss.
A 15 will miss. As an action, Spider can cocoon a creature.
So is he up on the ceiling now, or is he down on the floor?
He's up 20 feet from the floor.
So am I up there with him if he
Yes.
brought me up?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
Yes. As it sort of brings you into its grasp with like 4 legs grasping in front of it. Beginning to spin you around, cocoon you. Unfortunately, I did waste my action on the web spinner, so we'll not finish this cocooning until next turn. But nonetheless, the bite action is dodged. Just reading to see if there's anything else. There is. Cool. From the other side of the chamber, another one of these large matrons, dodging bullets and lightning spells from the dwarven gnomish crew, dashes forth and makes his way over here before Isabel takes her turn. Go for it. Isabel.
Muted. Okay, my bad.
Yep.
You hear?
I get more range.
Atlas is rolling to the ground and giving us a shield. Gizmo and pets 6 temporary HP, and he starts rolling to the back. Yeah, that's action. Some bonus actions, and that's it for me. Yeah, I know Stoneberry is gonna get here and doing chirpy noises to this guy. That's it.
Hey there, little fella. The little gnome takes a moment to like caress the bird before like locking in on another target and just shooting it with a shotgun. Appreciating your little construct just long enough for us to go back to top of initiative then. The Steel Defender, acting as a front shield, takes another laceration from the Uzi spawn. It's going to be a 8, not piercing. Another one of them creeps in closer, flanking Gizmo with his stash. This one is dead, and I'm just making sure there's no other ones. Nope. Bajorak.
Seeing as I have like a new little toy to play with and kind of want to use it, and seeing Self kind of get propelled up there, but not really fully thinking it through, he's gonna take the wand, and he just kind of looks at it and he just like, he just kind of waves it a little bit, and he's gonna shoot one of the charges out of the wand, and let's see if this hits. 25 to hit, and
Who are you hitting?
that creature is the spider up here.
So
Would that?
you learn something new about spiders, I guess, as the spider ignores movement or restrictions caused by webbing.
Okay, I thought it was like a. Yeah, this is a viscous glob.
It's webbing. It's just
It's
not the web
encasing-
spell. It's
okay.
webbing. Yeah. It
Oh.
burns. It's affected by other things that are web-like. I just didn't want to name it web to not confuse people with the web spell. Does that change
Okay.
how you would have done your action if you would have known that? Because I can
Yeah, I
totally,
thought it was like.
I can totally give you
Yeah.
your action. I thought it was obvious. I'm sorry.
No, I thought it was just like a viscous, gel
I'll
thing
give
or
you your
whatever to
action
like
back.
bind the creature.
Yeah,
It's yeah. I didn't know it was actually kind of like doing that.
it might work on the oozes. It's just not the spider is lost blessed.
Then fuck it. Without the wand, then I'm actually just gonna just reverse it. I'll just take the pistol out and line up a shot, and I'm just gonna give him the full 6 volley, and that's the revolver of blasting. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Anything above the natural armor of 16 will hit.
16. So 1, 2, 3. Only 3. 1, 2, and 3. 8, 20 fire damage.
As you look upon this spider and the hits land, you're like setting coals aflame as the carapace begins to sort of smolder, and you realize it's honing this heat. It's absorbing it into itself. This spider is not a beast, not a normal one with normal beast hide. And there's a sort of fiendish stink of sulfur to it as it burns. It's resistant to fire damage.
You little bitch.
It is a fiend, in fact.
And then after that, he's up in the air.
Smite.
40.
Where's the paladin? We need one.
I know. I'm gonna go run up 40 feet, and then bonus action. I'm gonna do a Fury of Blows, kind of help my buddy out, and then try to get his attention to focus on the spider up here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're just gonna go natural 20.
Natural 20 with
8.
that inspiring hit of 8. You deal a wounding, bleeding blow to the creature as it's bloodied, and rally the miners around you. As they rally around the party, you can hear them like sort of shout, "All right then! If that thing is with you," they point toward Glabagoo, "and you're with us, we'll take all the support we can get. Focus on these beasts. Let's show them that Blinging Stone is made from tough stuff." All right, and they'll work with you then in tandem. 18 also
He does
strikes
take another.
for 10,
Yeah.
killing it.
Nice. Get up there and bring that beast down. He's got my friend. And I'll kind of just point Eric to what's going on in the back, and then I'm just gonna move 5 feet back here, and then that's my turn. My turn.
Gizmo.
Gizmo, seeing something's flanked around behind him, is going to stick his all-purpose tool in his belt and pull out Big Daddy. And he's going to turn around and say to the slime, "Say hello to Big Daddy, you."
Say hello to Dad. Ooh.
Oh,
Guy's about to get fucking smited.
So that's
So 17 to splatter.
Yeah, that's a killing one.
And then he's going to turn around and move 5 feet and use his second swing on the little spiderling.
Where was this? Why pew pew?
For 7.
7. Wounding. Cracking carapace. Blooding the creature. It's slowed,
And
it's
then
weakened.
Clank,
Mhm.
and Clank will take and he will slam at the same slime that he slammed at before
For how much damage?
for
7 force.
7 force damage.
The two continue to exchange blows. As the susurrating whispers begin to fade, you see a crimson mass splurch and squelch forth from the shadows to your left here, Gizmo. With your gnomish dark vision, you can see it manifest from gray to shades of crimson. Encroaching closer as another fiend manifests forth. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the token map. Your passive perception has been it's no longer hidden. Alrighty then.
There's something else coming. And that's it. That's my
Self.
turn.
As you hear your companions shout, you look over yonder to this red mass of squirming skeletal faces in ooze and tendrils. Battle continues. What do? You're in the grasp of a spider.
How high up am I?
20
Like off the
feet.
20 feet? Okay. I'm going to look at this thing kind of like roping me into its teeth. I'm going to Misty Step down here, pop off 2 blasts at it up on the ceiling. Oh, there's a 12 and a 27. I think you said 16.
27
ignore
hits.
the 5. I
6.
my bonus action
Force
was for
damage.
yeah, just 6. I'll try to knock him back, see if I can knock him off the ceiling. I'm not sure if that affects it or not. And
In
then
size
I
large,
will...
you're able to knock back.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah?
I can knock him back. I don't know
Okay.
if that's gonna knock him off the ceiling or not, but then I'm gonna take some cover behind Glob.
It has spider climb, meaning that it can climb difficult surfaces, including upside down and ceilings, without needing to make ability checks.
Yeah, so I don't
yeah.
think that it needs to. I
It
think
doesn't
can just
defy
rip
gravity,
off
but
the
it's definitely
ceiling.
able to stick itself to the wall. You can choose either direction you want to knock it to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to. Well, I mean, I guess I was here when I shot it, so I guess if it could go further back this way, I would,
Sure,
but
man.
otherwise, I'm just gonna and then I'm gonna take some cover behind Glob,
Mhm.
and that'll be my turn.
The undulating, susurrating, whispering mass of gelatinous ichor squelches forth out of the shadows. I'll go ahead and open its sheet. And give it a quick gander. "20 feet of movement, 5, 10, 15, 20, putting it right beside Gizmo here. Gizmo, to your horror, you see the shadow go darker as this thing looms over you. A pseudopod comes shooting out of its central mass. For 11 to hit, and you manage to duck just under it. And then, as it whips around, it gently caresses your chest, leaving a trace. And in that brief connection, something happens. Go ahead and make me a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw, please. As all
I have
the
advantage if it's against magic. So
it's psionic. I think that makes it different. But I'll give it
Okay.
to you because I have to look this up. Go ahead and roll with advantage because it's your racial, and I'll look this up later. You need an advantage, eh? 13. As the creature sees you, the hollow eyes of its many skeletal like faces begin to glow with this bright crimson, almost hypnotizing you as the surgeons grow louder. I'm gonna rule 48 here, and that's psychic damage dealt to Gizmo. As memories begin to leave your mind, drained away from you and into this being. 13 damage applied to you. Are you still up?
Oh yeah.
Okay. For while your memory drained, you can choose whatever leaves you. A portion of your intellect, of your skill, has been taken away from you. You're effectively under the effect of Bane, where your ability checks and attack rolls have a penalty of D4 until the next short rest. As this creature learns parts of you, your tongues, your memories from childhood and from adulthood, your training as an artificer, it pulls those strings away from you and into itself, learning. And all the while, you see a tendril come out of this central mass, and smelling of this wicked sulfur, a form appears at the end of the tendril. Blank expression, eyes wide, maw agape. It's you. Another one into its collection. It's you. As you stare onto this reflection, we have Ginger taking his turn.
Ginger is taken by what just caressed Gizmo, so he takes his crossbow and I got you, Concho. Shoot it with advantage. Let's see for the crit. Okay, 18 to hit against the red obelisks. 18
hits.
And sneak attack is 2d6. So total 10 piercing damage.
Okay.
And he gets out to the side. I don't think he can hide, right? Like on this his action. No, that's it for him.
Yeah. It is a disturbing sight as you send your bolt flying forth. Ginger watches as this ooze that has manifested an image of Gizmo sort of uses that very puppet to shield itself from the from the bolt as it sinks into the form. It does cause damage to the creature, but you get like that horrifying moment of like, oh my god, did I just get hit a gizmo?
What have I done?
Yeah.
He says in Gnomish.
As Glabagul takes his turn.
Would Glob be able to? Okay, so he's a large creature, so that makes him a little bit taller. Would he be able to jump up and smack this thing with the pseudopod, potentially?
Sure. What do you mean?
He'll attempt.
Oh, you mean like the
This guy-
spider?
this guy up
Because you
here.
were pointing with an
Yeah,
arrow there
or
and
is
it's
it-
still there. Yeah.
Yep, sorry. Or is it too high up?
Well, let me check reach.
His
And
reach
let me
is
check
5
his-
feet. No.
Because his strength is ass. His strength is like plus 14. Pop, pseudopod in 10 feet. It's out of your reach for a high jump.
Okay. He will take the dodge action then, as he kind of spreads out to protect self.
Okay, dodging. I'll go ahead and put this on you. For dodging, you have advantage. Dodging. Oh, creature against you have disadvantage. We have Eric then.
Eric gives a thankful nod to Bazarak for his assistance and looks back towards the spider that's climbed up the wall 20 feet up. He's gonna make his way towards it and use Giant's Might.
This should be same as Glabagul, out of reach.
Gets right up in front of it and attacks.
Bruh, it would be the same as Glabagul just tried. The size is large, you're out of reach of the spider.
He can jump and hit it. Yeah, easy.
We were just over this, literally a turn ago. The exact same turn,
Isn't
like,
Isn't it only 20 feet up in the air?
it's out of reach.
Eric can jump and hit it, right?
It's out of reach.
Okay. He will throw a vile acid at it.
Okay. The C13 dexterity saving throw from Dexter Spider, you got it.
It'll fail.
Now I'll win.
It's upside down. Its sense of direction is fucked. God damn it. Oh well. I think I don't know if it's I think it's just they completely avoid damage.
No, your own items. I'm not gonna look it up. Anything else in your turn?
No.
On his command, the deep gnomes, inspired by all your natural ones and stuff, give you an aiding hand. You see a couple arbalists rush forth behind Self, take bracing positions, and fire off these like lightning bolt throwing bolts at the giant spider. One of them actually manages to hit for 5 lightning damage, halved, but still some damage. As the gnomish captain focuses on the other flank here. Manifests another shell into his gun, loading it and shooting his boomstick for a 10 to hit against almost no armor class of this ooze, still missing and being knocked back 10 feet. As we give then the demon feed spiders their turn. The wounded spiderling right next to you, Gizmo, lashes out with a bite. Venom at its fangs, 16 to hit against your artificer armor.
Is a miss.
Is a miss. Isabel, the other spiderling, same attack, bite against your armor class for 22.
It hits.
The poison pierces through for 8 piercing damage, and it's a DC 13 Constitution saving throw against the effect of poison.
Okay.
10 or half.
I take it.
Okay. At this point, I'm flipping coin here. It's gonna be odds or evens. Odds is Gizmo, evens is Isabel. Even Isabel. The matron looms over you, leaping and landing, and through the smoke, she bites. first bite attack lands for a 15, missing, and a stinger comes to follow, almost from top for 25 to hit. Piercing once more, and it's a DC 14 Constitution saving throw against a paralytic poison. Save or suck.
Let me check something fast.
No problem.
Give it inspiration to burn.
Not really. I'm just checking my reactions. No. 25.
I think Eric is gonna go ahead and get his wish. No. Ginger's right
I
there.
pass.
Nice. So, the second of these spider matrons is gonna go ahead and web spinner Jimjar is gonna make a DC nothing. He's not gonna make anything. He's gonna get hit by a 24 and be pulled straight into the spider over yonder. Was he hit at any point, or did you already use it up?
No, I use it up already.
Okay, so he's pulled up right to the spider's maw and gets bitten, possibly. Does he survive?
Oh my god.
Oh, 23.
That remains to be
You're
seen.
almost home. Constitution, right?
You put him in combat.
Oh my god.
Does he survive?
He did not survive.
Oh my god, I'll use the inspiration for
You did
Jimjar.
not? I thought he
They
had 27 hit points.
Use the inspiration for Jimjar.
It's
Oh
23
my
plus
God.
the 10.
My guy, come on. Does he have resistance to any of this? No, he made it
Did you buy any
home, man.
cuts? I don't know. Why'd you put him in
Oh my
combat?
god, he's dead.
Well,
So it says if the poison damage reduces the target to 0, they're stable but poisoned for an hour.
Nice, nice.
look at that. We know how to
Oh
read.
my god.
So to much to Jim's horror, as it gets encapsulated in a cocoon, stung, and just paralyzed in place, the matron begins to scuttle with Jimjar up the wall, up to his speed, not double, can't dash, but 40 feet, scuttling northward with Jimjar. No, I'm left behind!
Okay. Shit, I can cast 2 spells at once.
Where is my turn initiative then? What do we have here? That's the spider's turn is done, that's Isabel's turn, yeah.
Okay, I see Ginger flying, so I take a step forward and I disappear in front of the spiders as I cast Misty Step. You see like a bolt of electricity bounce on the top. I land here and I'm gonna say I jump because I'm not sure what I'm seeing at this point. And I aim at that spider that it's immune to fire. Damn it, okay,
Resistant.
I have
It took some damage from
a
the
resistance.
bullets, yeah.
Okay. But I have normal bullets, so normal bullets will be... Let me see if I have any actions. No, there is no actions I can do. It will be a normal shot then. A 16 to hit.
16 meets.
Okay, 6 piercing damage that goes directly into one of its eye.
One of the eye pops. How much HP it has? Okay. Nicely done. MVP over here, who's number 3, is gonna go ahead and make a sympathetic attack against the Steel Defender.
Yo, Gizmo's about to get fucking overran.
So the Steel Defender is immune to psychic damage, correct?
I believe so, yes.
So 5 bludgeoning damage to Clank as the ooze continues to fight. And then reels back. Unsatisfied that there are no memories to steal from this construct, it will attempt to disengage next turn. Azurak.
Cool, let's go, bud. I'm going to... He's 20 feet in the air, so...
Yeah.
That's... Oh, no. No, he's up at he's up here, so I can teleport up here because he's like in the shadows. Like he's up towards the top where the light's getting thin,
Sure.
right? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna bonus action teleport up here this way. And as I'm kind of getting up there and everything, the shadow magic just kind of I just seep down into the ground.
As you aim for
just
the
fucking-
shadow of like a stalactite on the ceiling, and you manifest in that spot, and you let gravity do its thing, and you grind with your claw down the stone. You look over to your left, and you just see like a kobold like right up between the stones, like like a ninja guard.
You just lock eye.
Yeah.
It's like that meme where you're driving past the two cars and they're just looking at each other.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna hit him with 2 unarmed strikes. One being advantage because I teleported.
Nothing personal, kid.
14.
14 does not hit.
That's
yes.
probably not gonna be a hit. And then
With
another
advantage, too.
attack for
13
oh,
does not
excuse me.
hit.
that. I'm gonna use inspiration. I really
Okay.
need this. Do you want me to reroll, or just take the 18?
Take the 18. You should be
Okay.
rolling 1 dice at a time, anyways.
Yeah, I forgot to turn it off.
No, it's
It
okay.
should have only been for the first attack. If an 18 hits, then I'm definitely going to use a key and try to stun him.
Ooh. What
16
constitution
con.
that?
Yes.
9.
Oh, he's stunned, boy.
She is stunned.
And I come back down to the earth. I will use... If I'm 20 feet up in the air, that's
2d6.
what, 2d6? I'll reaction, and I'll use slow fall and negate the damage.
Alright.
And after that, I'll do 5 and 10.
Did you deal damage, by the way, with 18 to strike?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. 10.
10.
Force.
And stuff.
And that's my turn.
Gizmo.
Gizmo is going to. I can still attack the creatures. I have to. A minus
You have a
4. right?
d4 penalty to your ability checks and attack rolls. Yeah.
Okay. So I will just roll and then subtract the d4 afterwards. All right. I'm going to swing Big Daddy at the bloodied spiderling.
25 hits. This guy never hits below 20, does he? For perfect lethal.
For a 9?
Yep.
All right. And I will use my second attack against the big red blob. Oh, wait a minute. I have to. Well, you want me to remove the d4? I forgot to. take
No, it would have hit with a 25 to
Okay.
hit. It would have hit.
Even with
Absolutely.
a-
Yeah. No, I'm
Oh,
counting
right,
for that.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. All right. So, and I will take a shot at the big red blob. 13 minus a d4.
You can roll it. I can roll it on. It's not a hit, anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and as my bonus action, I am going to Misty Step out of this bad spot. 30
This episode
feet
brought to you by Misty Step.
in this direction is a bad idea, probably because I'm isolated from my friends. But I'm going to do it anyway. So that's going to put me. Come on, turn off that.
As you manifest
Sure.
on the other side of the cavern, you can see Perig Rock, Strape Dust, the helmsman of this machine, sort of offer you a gloved hand. Come.
And
Dorado
then I
ducks.
will use my movement to try to take his hand and
Mhm.
get up, if that's.
Yeah.
And that will be it. That's action, bonus action, and movement.
Sounds excellent.
Clank will
If
be-
Clank, yeah.
Yeah, he's just dodging because he was not given instructions. So.
Okay, Stealth.
Alright. Looking at Jim Jar all tangled up there and being in that position before, I'm going to move my hex over to the thing up on the ceiling and then try to kill this thing. So
Need to look up
First
stunned.
one
Can you
is
grapple
going
somebody
to
while
be-
stunned? That's a good question.
Yeah, they fail automatically on.
No, can you be grappling somebody while stunned? Doesn't make sense to me.
Oh.
Because you're
I
incapacitated,
think
right?
so. Like,
If you incapacitate your stunner, your grapple rather, you're free, right?
yeah,
Stun
Ginger should be
incapacitate. I'm just thinking of whether
taken into
Jimjar
account. Yeah,
is in
right.
its grasp or it's she just drops down the floor.
I think it
Let me see.
depends on the flavor of it, because I don't know if it's like a web that he's like grappled in,
Can you grapple?
I guess.
Bruh, can you grapple while stunned? It's no, he grappled me with a web. If I could him then and attach him to a wall, then yeah, but it's in the spider's grasp. And so
I
when
see,
the
yeah.
grapple is stunned, it also is incapacitated and the grapple ends automatically. So as
Okay.
soon as you stun this creature, like you Self is watching Jimjar just like roll down the wall and onto the floor. And yeah,
If that happens, then
yeah.
is he gonna roll down the wall? Does he look like he's gonna
Impact the floor,
take
yeah.
damage, or is it?
Yeah. I'll flavor it this happening
guys-
on your turn just because I didn't catch it before, so
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, if it looks like a rough ride down, then I'm going to telekinetically just like kind of like grab him and lower him down slowly with Featherfall,
Ooh.
and second Eldritch Blast going towards
Featherfall is a
the
reaction
target.
spell, right? Sorry.
It is. It is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good reaction.
Yeah, I'm not going to revive this dude again. So that will be 16 damage.
16. As you lucky combo. Featherfall getting him away from the spider as you hit the spider below half its HP suddenly activates. You can't take reactions while incapacitated. Never mind. So 18 damage. Yep.
Yeah, and since he's stunned, if I knock him back, would he fall too? That's a DM question. So I'll try to knock him back and see if I can dislodge him from me. then that'll be
Everything
the end of
used
Saul's
against
turn.
me, I will use against you in a similar manner. I will call this back. I'm gonna say, yeah, it falls down to the ground because that's funny. Suffering 2d6 damage from the fall. Ouch, Jesus. She's not looking too good.
That's my turn.
Oh, alrighty then. Disturbingly enough, as quickly as it has arrived, the red mass of memories and horror with the Gizmo puppet as one of its centrals begins to retreat back into the darkness where it came, and at this point sort of vanishes out of sight. Unless you give chase, I will keep it hidden for now. Jibjar.
Ginger is unconscious. He's just being him.
Oh yeah.
Sleeping. He's just sleeping.
Lucky. Babagool?
Let's see here. Yes. Glob will use this engulf and try to swallow up the spider over here.
Mm-hmm. Size large, swallows size large, no problem.
Yep. So that will be a DC 12 dexterity save, and I think these things have good dex, but
They're super dexterous, unfortunately, but can always roll an extra one. Where is your sheet? There it is.
oh, close.
15, see? So pushed. Giving Eric a turn?
This thing is now on the ground.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to finish it off real quick.
Strike one. It's incapacitated, so you have advantage if you ever needed it.
Very one. And does 17 hit?
7 hits and kills.
Perfect. And then Eric is gonna pick up Jimjar and put him like against the, like lay him against the wall here, so that he's not just lying on the ground.
Baldur's Gate bonus action
And
shove.
that is his turn,
Alright.
pretty much. That is his turn.
Eric Rock scrape dust, rallies his gnomes into an attack formation. Now that the tides of battles turned, the two forefront gunsmen with their electric bolt maneuver into position and fire off their weapons in tandem with Perik Rog. As 2 more join them. And a full volley of 5 attacks. Perik Rog, thank you. $18, 17, 20, 3 hits. For a total of 13 damage. Killing the ooze over yonder. And the spiderling. Leaving only the big matron to be scuttling around, still searching for its target that blinked out of its sight in the smoke. As the 3 of them just sort of like get thrown backwards from the sheer momentum of the gun blows. We then have Demon Feed Spider lash out against the little oozling that betrayed her and tried to engulf her. Being engulfed in smoke and finding that, it's gonna be blinded with disadvantage. Bite and Stinger attack against Glabagul for 9 and 22 to hit. 22 hits for 12 piercing damage, and Glabagul is ruling Constitution against being paralyzed.
Okay, here we go.
And then it's Isabel's turn to follow.
14 makes
Can
it.
an ooze be paralyzed?
Why not?
Yes. They can't be blinded, charmed, deafened, exhausted, frightened, or prone, but they can be paralyzed.
Okay.
They can eat. They need to live.
The 9 hits too.
The 9 hits too. I keep forgetting he has like no armor
Yeah.
class.
Right.
So it's gonna be a total of 10 piercing damage and the C14 against massive poison damage there. I'll just roll really high on this one. Yeah, same.
Okay, DC 14 con save again. 14 makes it. Oh man.
14 makes it. The target takes half as much damage and isn't poisoned on a save, so it's 15 plus 10 for a total of 25 damage from the bite attack. If you need the math. To not remain blinded in the smoke and the panic, this spider is going to go ahead and move up to its movement. Fail to paralyze its target, but not aware of it because it's blinded. It will suffer an opportunity attack from the pseudopod if you wish to take it, as it maneuvers itself over toward the wall of a yonder with its speed.
18?
18 strikes. Deal damage as Isabel takes
10
her
acid.
turn. Yeah. Ooh, acid damage.
Chance it's coming back into view. By Baldur's Gate rules, I have advantage on my pistol attack, so I aim
Haha.
and I shoot.
Actually, you don't have advantage. You have a bonus to it if you ever read that. But yeah.
Oh, 9 to hit. I think that's not a hit, right?
No.
Yeah. Bonus action. Glabs is gonna get some temp HP.
You put a jacket on his bleeding body.
Yeah. 8 for him.
Okay. He has 8 temporary HP.
And as I'm scared of the freaking spider, I just run away from it.
You know, that's
No.
I'm memeing, but that's actually helpful because temporary HP can block you receiving hits while you're downed, preventing you from like rolling death saves failures.
Yeah.
I think. It doesn't revive you, but it's good. We have Batrac then.
I'm just gonna start yelling like, "This one's dead. I'll get Jim Jaw. Go for the last one." And I'm gonna go help my buddy and just make a stabilize check. Like I think it's medicine.
He is stabilized. You check his pulse. You check his vitals. He is
Okay, maybe I misheard
unconscious,
that. Okay,
but he is stabilized.
then if he's fine.
Yeah, he's.
Okay, so that was 10 feet.
Jim Jar does not get death saves.
35. 45.
Every time an
Yeah,
NPC
I'd
goes
have
to
no-
sleep, they're one hit away from dying.
Cool. Let's try this out. I haven't used her. As he starts to go past Jinjar and make sure he's okay and everything, he's gonna start going up. Then he starts to like kind of go at a walk, takes out his pistol, and then just starts blasting the spider. Not as bad, but
Yeah, started blasting. 19
for
hits.
a 19 and a 19.
In a 19. Dual hammer.
Locked, cocked, and ready to rock.
So what's the damage on the first one? 14? And what's the
14 and 13.
and 13?
Rolling hot.
Got that smoke going from that gun. 14, 13 piercing damage. And then for the last little bit, he's just going to do like a little bit of a jog up. And that'll be all his movement. And then he's going to use bonus action key point. And he'll do a couple unarmed strikes.
Sure thing.
And 17 and
17
25.
strikes. First damage
11.
and
for-
7.
And then the second is 7.
Okay, as a reaction, as you hit its already wounded body, as it scuttles about, it hunches up indefensively, and as you strike it, an arterial spray of poisonous blood shoots forth in a cone in your direction, barely missing self. Can you make me a DC 14 Constitution saving throw against the effects of this arterial spray? On a failed saving throw, it is 3d8 poison damage. Or half.
And this is poison connection. This is for a poison. Okay, so I have advantage.
Poison, yeah.
For 20.
For 20, take 5 poison damage and are not poisoned. But arterial spray goes off. Reaction wasted. So we have Gizmo.
Actually,
What?
just for funsies, I'm gonna use my reaction to deflect attack. Oh no, I can't. It's a,
You
it's
can't.
A save. Never mind.
I'm
Never mind,
gonna
never mind.
call
Yeah,
bullshit
yeah.
on this one, boss. Like,
No. I just forgot. It had to be like the
manifest
attack or
glow
whatever.
of poisonous
I
blood
forgot.
and like Kamehameha of this spider back with its
I
own
just
poison.
slapped the poison back at
Yeah.
him.
I go, ew.
No. No, ew, go.
Anyway,
Okay, that's fine. I take
with
5.
pleasure, a blooded Gizmo takes his turn, rallied by his fellow kin as they surround him to flank him and defend him. What would you like to do, Gizmo?
Gizmo will move to a better vantage point so that he can see what creatures are left on the battlefield. And it
This
looks like
magnificent
just the
machine
one
is
big
like
spider.
tiered, yeah.
And he will, from up here, just... He's not gonna... Well, let me ask. I had my Warhammer in hand. Can I can't really drop a Warhammer and unequip a shield and pull out
I think the shield
a
becomes the
crossbow.
issue.
That's way too much.
Yeah, the shield,
shield
stealthing a
action.
shield is a full action or some shit. And I totally
Yeah.
agree with that because I wore one for Renfair, and like those straps are that's a full action to get off.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. So
Otherwise, your
instead,
shield
I'm
just
just
flies
gonna,
off without those straps. Yeah.
Is your crossbow two-handed?
Yeah, unless it's a hand crossbow.
I got
they're
small
all-
hands.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just stick my Warhammer on my belt, pull out my
Yeah.
my whatchamajigger tool, all-purpose tool.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take aim at the creature, and I am going to fire off the
Eldritch
fire
Blast, I'm a
bolt
warlock now.
again. And this time I think I might have fixed the rolling issue.
Firebolt. 19 hits.
Yes.
Using fire against a fiend, but still damage.
Yeah. So I know it's going to be less than that, but it's something.
Yeah, it's 4 damage.
And then-
Yeah.
And as my bonus action, I'm going to tell Clank to get over there and squash that bug. I don't think Clank can make it this round.
Don't think so.
He can move 40, so he can only go to here. Actually, you know what? He's going to move his full movement. He's going to dash, I should say, and he won't be able to attack. He's going to go over here and interpose himself between
Bishop B3.
creature and
Defense Queen. Go Queen. Go Self.
Self, while running away, turns back and throws his hex over his shoulder at this thing as he gets cover behind Eric, and is going to throw 2 blasts in that direction. So that's going to be a 23 and a 20.
Cool. Roll damage.
18 and 14.
Describe your final kill of this combat.
All right, so almost like, panicking, running away after seeing Baz getting drenched in acid. I turn around and just kind of like blind fire behind as this thing kind of like, turns over and does a spider thing where it flips over on its back and its legs like twitch a little bit. And I'm still sitting behind Eric, panting. Okay, so if it goes back up on the ceiling, I'm going to have Glob turn into a staircase so that you can jump up onto the ceiling, pry it down, get it into a rear naked choke. That's a thing, right? I'm not a fighter.
That's totally a thing.
All right. Why isn't anyone doing anything?
All grows quiet. Alright then. If you guys need a break IRL at this point, feel free to take it. Otherwise, I'll keep going.
Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a drink real
Yeah.
quick. Sorry, I was muted.
same here. Quick 5 minutes or less.
Yep.
Be right back.
Why was I not able to reach that spider before? I didn't understand that.
How tall are you when you're size large?
15 feet.
Okay.
And Eric can jump 8 feet. Like vertically.
Because of precedent, because it said Glabical can't, and if I allow it there, I allow it in predecessor, sort of thing. It was my DM call, perhaps incorrect, but the reason why I did it was because of a predecessor on the previous turn.
Okay.
Because I let my emotions get the better of myself and I got angry. I apologize. I thought you weren't listening to previous turn. I didn't focus on the fact that you actually had the numbers. My bad. I know Glabagul's height is not 15 feet when he's large. I thought enlarge doubles your height.
Is that how it works?
Oh,
Before, in the past, when I always described Eric as being around 15 feet tall when he used Giant Smite, we never got, looked in the books to see, what the official ruling on that was.
No, we did not.
Well, if you have the enlarge ability, we
He
should
doesn't
be
have
looking
the
that
enlarge
up.
ability. He has whatever he
Or-
has on his sheet, which is, I thought it was enlarge. If it says you just become size large, then I don't have a number then to go off of, right? I know what size large
Yeah,
creatures
that's the thing.
the range is, and it's not 15 feet. Because size medium is 5 feet on average. But for the sake of, I don't care about being right. I just want to look this up for me, I guess, for education
Yeah,
purposes.
the feature doesn't The feature doesn't say anything about specifically how big you become. It just says you become size large.
Yeah, that's bad.
And I was just, in the past, I just described it as 15 feet because I just Googled like other creatures to see like what other size large creatures there are.
Like, to me, 15 feet, a floor and a half. That's a huge creature. Right? And that's not me saying, like, my bias. This is, like, the rules as are. Because large creatures, 15 feet is, like, the ceiling.
I was gonna say,
Like, 8 feet is already large. Like, Glevagool was 8 feet tall. I know this because I know what chambers he can block entirely. The entire dungeon where you found him was sort of designed with him clearing it. So, and all that. So, like, 8 feet, 10 feet is, like, pretty large. That's an entire room. That's large. How high is a horse? How high is, like, okay, let's be generous. How high is a moose? Mooses? I always get this wrong. Moose plural are bigger than horses, but they're not like 15 feet tall. In D&D, they count size large.
Okay.
Sort of thing.
if you look at a large token, they're 10 by 10. So if you do that for length, width, and height, that could make sense.
Makes sense.
But if you're saying you're 15 feet and you're doubling your size, then you're saying Eric is 7.5 feet tall, standard.
That wouldn't be accurate. No, Eric
Which
is
Right.
Which is what I was going with.
I only made him.
Right?
I only made him 6 feet tall. So if it was
Yeah.
doubling his height, he would be 12 feet tall.
So
The,
I'm going.
the thing is too, it's. Do you want to go?
No?
I was gonna say like so like if you say like you're 6 feet, because this is D&D just not being as clear sometimes. You say you're 6 feet, you double that, that's 12. But we don't measure with like single feet. It's either multiples of 5. So the thing is, do you round down?
We measure.
Because normally
The
like in
jumping-
D&D,
The jumping rules do. The jumping rules do measure in single feet.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, when you're making just a
Yeah.
high jump, just a straight vertical jump, it's 3 plus your strength modifier.
Not
is
only
like your vertical.
not only that, but Nick, just because we use a grid doesn't mean you need to snap to it. In fact, this move,
no, I know, but it's just way
right?
easier.
This move, 13.2 feet, is absolutely valid. You can move like that in D&D. You don't have to snap to grid. Especially when you're not using things like flanking, right? Like if we're not using that, we don't have to worry about exact all that. It's just that, and that's why certain spells are like not, you know, there's spells that are 15 feet and there's spells that are 17 feet, right? Because of their shapes and stuff. That's like higher level.
Well, what's your strength modifier though?
Yeah, what
It's
is your
5.
strength?
5. Okay, so then let's say you're 10 feet plus, 8 feet of jump plus 5 feet of reach because your reach is 5 feet. Plus whatever height the spider would be on the ceiling. But, it's largely academic. Like, you just roll with it in combat sometimes.
I like being brought
figuring out
numbers.
how tall a spider is on the ceiling is like, whatever.
If you gave me the number that you jump, like if you gave me like your exact height and I jumped this far high up and I reached spider because you said it was 20 feet, I would have had something to consider. Instead, I get, I'm size large and I swing at it and I'm like, well, it's up on the ceiling 20 feet, like 2 floors up.
Right.
I imagine like size large, like horse-sized Eric with a maximum 5 foot long sword. Maximum. Let's pretend like it's a fucking great sword, right? And you're swinging at like 2 stories up, and I'm like, you don't reach. In my head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever somebody
The
goes,
game
like,
actually.
yeah,
The game actually even gives specific numbers for reach. I just posted a screenshot of it. It's half your height. So Eric's with jumping specifically. So it
Yeah,
says
but
that
to
when
be
you're
fair,
jumping and
that's
you're
like-
reach popping above in the air, it's like equal to half your height, which is like
Yeah.
So basically, like when I'm reaching up into the air and trying to grab or hit something that's above me, I can reach 3 feet above. I can add an extra 3 feet to that reach.
yeah.
It's a DM call because like your attack reach is different. That's like if you want to like grab onto a
Yeah.
ledge. So,
Yeah.
I would say next time when you declare it, just make sure you have all the numbers. But other than that, it makes sense.
I just imagine whenever you enlarge with your giant's might, you grow bigger, berserk mode, and I imagine Eric on a horse. You're
Yeah, I
looming
see.
over people. You have that advantage. but like you're not bigger than a room. Like 10 by 10 feet, that's like
Yeah,
almost my entire room.
makes sense. Yeah,
Sort of thing.
You
12
should've
feet.
just-
Just
you
doubling the
should've
height
just
sounds
parkoured off of
accurate.
Glob.
I should have. Just parkour.
That would have been awesome.
I think the whole thing is you can't. You guys keep suggesting that you can't climb oozes in general. The
Yeah,
whole
we can't
thing,
climb him.
If you enter his space,
Oh.
you get engulfed.
That is true as well.
Yeah. I thought we were gonna test that out with the Knoll encampment, but nobody went through with the plan, so we didn't get tested out. And I was gonna be like, just like, you watch as the planks sink into him because he's almost down solid. He's
I
jelly.
mean, maybe if he was prepared and like held like one of the bones inside of him up or something, because I mean he's solid enough to smack something.
You're
with a
building a
pseudopod,
tower
right?
with jelly. Godspeed. And I apologize if I was a bit too forward with it. It's just like we literally just went through it the turn before, and like, it happened again. So I got hyper-focused angry almost. Like, sometimes the DM wants to just make a calling, make a ruling, and even if it's flawed, people go with it.
Yeah, totally.
And when
I get
I'm
it,
met
yeah.
with argument after argument, it really gets to me. But
That's usually what I do more often than not. Is like, unless I feel like a character's life is in danger with like a specific ruling, I'll just be like, okay, go through with it, and then talk about it later, either during the break or after session.
it's kind of funny. Jim's got paralyzed for an hour. For 1 hour, you guys don't have a guide with it. Gizmo will have to take face.
No, I think
Oh yeah.
I
Poor
speak.
Jim Jar.
I speak Gnomish. and
You're
I
not a
think
gnome, though.
Nick also.
That's
What?
gnome.
Yeah. I'm a nerd, man. Gnomish is the language of the nerds.
Just because you speak someone's
Fucking
language doesn't
nerd.
justify the fact that you're enslaved them.
I mean, I don't want to slave them, but sure.
No, I'm talking about the Dwegar
Sure.
among us.
Oh,
Are
okay.
you sure?
Pretty positive.
No, he's talking about you.
Well, okay, Nick, you don't have to tell the secrets of my character either, okay?
I'm not saying shit.
Are we ready to move, to keep going, or
I think we're waiting for Gizmo for Jeff.
Okay.
I'm back. I've been listening. I didn't want to interrupt.
okay?
Jeff, you're so,
So
nice.
Gizmo is going to check out Jim Jar, and if I read this one right, it says something about until healed.
Yeah.
It's until the hour passes. Even if he gained 1 HP, he won't wake up. He's paralyzed.
This was from the bite, not from the stinger. Hold on.
Okay, because I'm now lost it in the chat. I'm
Yeah, it's okay.
Can repeat.
something else.
Paralyzed for poison for 1 minute. Oh, he's just at 0 HP, guys. He's not like paralyzed or anything. And he's paralyzed by poison. Never mind. Bruh, need to read my own abilities.
I know. He's out for 1 hour.
Even after regaining
Oh,
hit
you
points,
poor-
and is paralyzed while poisoned in this way.
Mhm.
Yikes.
Okay.
God, Jim Jar, you poor sob. Starting to become a liability.
Just
Let me
Not
just.
cash
Oh, there it
the check.
So Gizmo will get down on his hands and knees and clean the webs off of him and try to revive him. Check his pulse and look in his eyes and make a big show of making sure that we're taking care of him, and then we'll mutter to his companions, we need to make sure that they understand he's our friend.
as the echoes
Well,
of battle fade, leaving only the hum of Doretta's engine idling and the labored breaths of the deep gnomes now approaching your group behind their gas mask. You can hear the breaths. The dust settles, and Perigrog and his crew let out like this muffled sigh of relief, their shoulders slumping. A few miners give a curt nod to thanks to the party. He's still wary of both Glabagula and the Lycanthrope among you guys, and now the giant man with a glowing sword. Stranger things have been seen in Down Dark.
Perigrog, breathing heavily, pulls his mask aside to wipe sweat from his brow, and he turns to the party, eyes very narrow but full of respect. Didn't think you'd make it out of that one in one piece. Damn oozes keep getting bolder by the day. I'm not known for making friends with outsiders, but you lot, you fight like kin. Jim Jar, you rapscallion, I knew no drow cell could keep you away for too long. He just kind of punches his paralyzed shoulder. Glad to see you returned, but bring outsiders here? The elders will have a word about that. Seeing what you crew can do, maybe that's what we need right now. Strangers and outsiders.
You say that the oozes has been sliming on you, but since when they can take your shape? And I look at the one that was taking the shapes of bass, tiny basses.
Beats me. They've grown smart and stronger, new abilities and all that. I've never seen anything like it. New surprises by the day. I suspect something bigger is at play, maybe something controlling them all. I've been hearing weird whispers in my mind, mind flare magic and all that. But I just shut it down. I'm a driller, I'm a miner, I'm a soldier. I follow orders. It's for the big boss upstairs to think of the big stuff, Alright, let's get Jim Jar up and Doretta and the rest of you. I'm guessing you're headed to Blingston, aye?
Yes.
Oh,
That's the
that
destination.
was our hope. We were escorting our friend here, Jim Jar, bringing him home, so to speak. We've been traveling for weeks now. We hate to impose, but perhaps we could have a ride on your magnificent machine?
If you impose, you did, but you did save my hide, so suppose why not? You'll still have to get the okay from the Digglemattocks themselves if you want to enter Blingstone proper. No one talks in these days. No one walks into Blingstone these days without a reason. And the ruling council would hear your report from go-ons on the drow side, eh? He sort of looks around the cavern, noting the continued presence of oozes lurking in the shadows and the faint but ever-present threat from above as a few of those spiders still skitter about the edge of vision. He sort of stretches up, adjusting the strap of his mask. But yeah, he gestures toward the tunnel leading out of Whiteshell Mine, sort of going, if you're looking for Blingstone, I suggest you tag along with us then. We'll be hauling today's take back to the city. Their safety numbers. We're set to meet a crew from Pickshine Mine along the way. They've got a cargo headed to Blingstone as well. You notice toward the passage leading away from the salt caverns where a few sphere neblins, the miners are gathering crates and sacks filled with salt and a few gemstones. Pickshine's a larger operation. Deeper veins. Mithril, adamantine, even a few gem caverns here and there. My old pal, Dasco Pickshine, oversees things there. He'll likely be pleased to have a bit of extra muscle on the route. He gives a sidelong glance at Glabagul, the werewolf, scratching his head as he mutters under his breath. Strangest ooze I've ever seen, but if you're sure it's safe, let's move out.
Oh, but this
He's been
is
with us for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
our friend. His name is Glabagul, and he wants to be an adventurer.
That right. Glabagul, you keep close. These tunnels grow darker with every step. He's addressing it very oddly, trying to talk to it like it's another person. He's trying. Still wary of the thing.
Nothing to be scared about. Oh, well, we got our striders in the back. We'll have to tie them onto this somehow. Get a nice long rope going for them. I'm not just gonna leave them. I'll pay good money for it.
You lot keep strange company.
A Dwagar, and a Goldfang at that. I haven't seen your kind ever since the big wars.
Oh, don't worry, Matt. You'll be seeing us again. Not against you. Something else is coming. Something a little bit more dangerous.
Again, he mentions a name
that
of
what you
his big bosses that should hear about all this. Whatever it is you have to share.
Yeah.
He names them again. The Digger Muttocks. For those of you who take notes, the last name is spelled like so. There's to be 2 of them leading Blingenston. Come on, let's get on, Doretta. The poison affecting Jimjar over there will wear off soon enough. We have some antitoxin on the machine itself, just in case any of my fellow miners are stung. Should help wear off the poison faster, and looking forward to see what he has to say. God knows he doesn't stop talking.
You do know Jim Ajar. This is
Yeah.
probably the quietest he has been on our entire trip.
He says as he climbs up the mic machine. We've known each other for the better part of 6 decades now, yeah. Thought he disappeared. Died off. Captured by Drow. Worst off. Fed to some dragon or other beast. Got to seize in one piece. Luck was always on his side, that one. I'm Paragrot, by the way. 60, yeah.
I
Come
didn't
along,
realize Jim
Clank.
was over 60 years old.
Clank,
What's the year span on those?
gentle with him. Lift him carefully. And Clank will lift up Jimjar, cradling him like a baby. Tuck him in one arm as he comes over to the edge of the machine and begins to climb up with his free arm and his other 2 legs.
Rolling up. You guys have any questions about the invitation or any details that were shared so far? I know some of you guys
No,
like to
not
take
yet.
notes. I'll just paste it into chat and you guys can go over it. Over the key notes here. All right.
Gizmo will ask along during our ride back if these don't seem like your typical spiders. Have these been a nuisance to you of late? Are these new?
What, the Glyphids? No, I've been around for a while now. They're a bit strange, mutated, changed. They've been sort of adapting to our attack strategies. Fire, lightning, doesn't do much against them. We even tried freezing the fucks, but doesn't do much. Acid, though, ironically, using their own weapons against them. We have managed to load up various oozes and mix it up with their own venom to weaponize it against these creatures. Seems to take some effect. But no, the Skitters have been around for as long as the refurbishing of Blingstone.
Curious. And you see Gizmo just taking notes in his journal.
And how goes all that?
If the Abyss does have a part to play in this, it might be because of an influence on the spiders, morphing them to infect them with fiendish power. But otherwise, these creatures are native to Underdark. And how... What was that, Bazrak?
I asked him how are those operations going, the revitalization of Blingden.
Good. You'll see for yourself soon enough. We've been hard at it. Parts of the city yet unclaimed. But, who knows? Maybe you can give us a hand with just that. The ooze has been a problem, slowing things down, he says as the head engineer at the helm of the machine starts the machine and it drills, and he begins to sort of shout over the sound of the engine as it goes.
Yeah.
And tells you all about it. The Digamercs will be able to fill you guys in on finer details of it, but from what it sounds like, the Deep Gnomes have been battling both a recent resurgence of very powerful oozes with psionic powers, and combined with some troubles with
Local lycanthropes, he said, as he looks over at Bajarak. All that has been sort of slowing the rebuilding of the city, but much of it has been reclaimed and is hospitable.
And what about the Drow? They've been making their raids or attacks on you. Have they increased? Have you seen their presence more?
I mean, they've always been a pain in our asses, but no big raids
Well,
like in the
likewise.
age just gone. A few scouting parties prodding at our defenses, testing us out, but we drive them back. They don't seem to be focusing on us for now. We take that as a blessing. But we keep an eye out.
Right. Their attention's elsewhere. Hopefully we don't track them here.
From what you've
Yeah,
heard,
alright.
history-wise, the people
Yeah.
of Blingdeston have suffered a drow attack in the past, century, but that decimated their people absolutely, and they're still recovering from the war. It might be too soon for drow to amass such an attack again, with drow having so many enemies, or otherwise are being occupied. But the people of Blingdeston are still reeling from the last drow attack. Almost a century ago. You will learn more final details as you approach the city. The journey through the Underdark's winding caverns is the usual, dark, oppressive, the shadows twisting around, flickering lanterns. These oil lanterns held by Perigrog's crew. The tunnel walls, they grow slick with mineral deposits. You recognize a few of them, especially those of you of the Underdark, you recognize like mithril deposits and adamantine here and there, already mined and scraped off, but still traces of it remain, a sheen of green and purple on the walls. The air is thick, with like the metallic clang and tang of earth, stone, and machine. Eventually, Jimjar leans back, takes a deep sigh as he begins to sort of recuperate from the poison, and shifts in his seat atop the Retta. Am I still handsome?
Nah, mate, sorry. They got you good. Oh, you poor thing. Oh, I'm sorry to pray for you.
How
If I
bad is
might.
it?
Ah, no one give this man a mirror. I just,
Mirror!
sorry, it's hard to-
Mirror!
I'm just fucking with him.
Perigrog. Finger guns go up, blazing. There must displace these people. He said, pointing out like familiar landmarks as you begin to recognize the caverns about. As you guys begin to maneuver your way over yonder, leaving corpses in your wake. Definitely not forgetting Uranus. He also comes up. Yep. Glabagul sort of walking by the machine as it digs further in the tunnel. After several like twists and turns, the cavern widens and reveals like this crude but fortified checkpoint. Massive stone statues, like 4 in total, stand guard, seemingly carved from like the walls themselves. And as the party approach, these stone guardians begin to like stir, their forms shifting slightly as they rise to like a watchful stance. Those of you more familiar with like elementals recognize these to be Galabdurs, ancient elementals disguised as like stone boulders. Their purpose clear as they keep an unwavering vigil over the entrance to the Pickshine mine. Several deep gnomes, clad in like mining gear and bearing pickaxes and crossbows, greet Perigrog's crew and you with like curt nods. They eye you adventurers with like a mix of like suspicion and curiosity, but refrain from questioning you too closely. As Perigrog's crew continues on and the party pass through the checkpoint, you're led to like a large open chamber where Dusko Pickshine, a familiar last name, some of you, overseer of Pickshine Mines, is directing his workers. Dusko is like this broad-shouldered, silver-haired Sverf Neblin with like an air of authority, his voice commanding but not harsh. Yeah, he raises a hand in greeting as he spots Perigrog. Perigrog, you've brought some company, I see. Good, good. And like Perigrog sort of like waves a hand toward the party, giving like Dusko a quick explanation of the battle that you just fought back in White Shell Mine, and you hear like Dusko chuckle
casting an appraising eye over the party, impressed by your feats. Extra blades, eh? Well, never a bad idea. Not these days. Sort of nods to Jimjar, recognizing him, then adds with a grin, it's always a pleasure to have Jimjar and his friends. Turning to the party, Dusko continues. You're welcome to tag along with us to Blingstone. My workers could always use an extra pair of eyes watching for trouble. So, as you sort of take on the road, we get a little bit of a sort of campfire time here as you guys are traveling. Any questions? Anything you guys want to discuss amongst yourselves?
Just, I just have. I'm assuming then that this could be a short rest along the way.
Yeah.
Because I think that effect that I suffered is until I take a short or long rest.
Yeah, you still feel a little bit dull from that. Trying to recall whatever was taken from you.
As we're traveling with Kazuk, I'll tell him a friend.
Not Kazuk, Dusko.
Dusko. Oh, my bad then.
This isn't Kazuk.
It's not it's Pigshine, you said.
It's Pigshine, though,
right?
yeah.
Okay, my bad then.
Owner of Pigshine Mines. Or Overseer.
Eric will ask, what is this machine that they're riding on and how is it powered?
From what you can gather from what they tell you, this machine is powered on fuel, burning oil from what is called oil shale, a mineral mined here in the Underdark and refined by Blingstone's people into this fine, slick fuel. It's a machine of copper, not unlike the crafts of another fellow gnome in your very party. Just much larger clank. But there's not much magic involved. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that Eric is like constantly looking at like every little detail that he can find in this thing. Not like getting up and close, but he's like constantly turning his head around, looking at it. He's very curious about like this thing that seems to not be powered by magic.
Isabel, this is your house. Well, the man you answer to, he ain't got anything like this.
We rarely use fuel like this. We rely on Arcana, but yeah, we have similar machinations.
Just spinning me brain here, but, you know, those who rely too much on magic, you take that from under them and they ain't left with much. I need something sturdy.
Smarter than you look.
But
Clean energy. It doesn't smell or pollute. But it is still fascinating to see how effective other methods are.
Doesn't smell. Says Paragrog, and he hands you like a box full of like the raw, like almost coal-like unprocessed shale oil ore, and just like opens the box. And as soon as it opens, have you ever smelled like gasoline at a gas station like up close? It sends your head a swivel with how like potent it is.
I'm just thinking that, you know, does it interest you, Isabel? Maybe there's something here for you. Maybe something you could take back to your house. You can learn the mechanical engineering of it. I provide you the steel. Work together. It only strengthens our bond.
Gnomes have always known their ways. I learn from several of them. That's how I understand what they're saying.
As your
Not the...
cogs turn in your mind, ideas come. You just hear from across the machinery, and in the ride, you just hear like Paragrog just shout, "What don't you about smoking in this machine?" He just like throws like a cigar out the machine's window as one of the gnomes almost blows this entire thing up, smithereens.
They are just messy, you know? That's the risk.
Well, I wouldn't mind taking one of these and just drilling a giant tunnel right under Menzo Barazin, and we just start pouring out. I could see it. These guys ain't so bad.
What do you mind besides the fuel needed to run these things?
Well, as I said before, hold on, let me get one of these swabs out and get your ears up there. As I said before, so we got like mithril, iron, adamantine, salt, gold. You know, some say gnomes mine better than dwarves, but it's not competition. I think we all do our part. After all, trade's been booming.
Isn't that
I've-
so? You have strong trade with the above world as well?
What with Mithril Daryl? I don't remember how to pronounce the same name. Mithril Daryl? It's a central hub between the surface world and the Underdark that I keep mispronouncing, but he names it, which is what they use. I'll definitely find the name of it in just a second. Which they use as their trade hub. Blingstone is also very close to surface as well. As it has been known to receive visitors from time to time bearing trade, but the trade he mentions when it comes to mining is to do with Gracklestook, actually.
Yeah. Tell me more.
Tell me more. Sorry, I'm just hyper focused on, for the life of me, I can't find the chapters folder. Stupid. There it is. Mantle Dareth, spelled like this. One word hyphenated, is a settlement which most neutral and good aligned creatures of the Underdark who know civilization use as a central trading hub in the North Dark. You Deep Gnome, Dwegar, Kobold, Human, Elf. Some drow.
Don't say the D word.
If you guys would look on your maps, which I don't remember where your map is at, probably player handouts, right? There it is. If you look on your maps, you look, I think it's somewhere above Dark Lake.
I'll tell you. Yeah, top.
Yeah,
of
it's right
Dark
above it.
Lake.
Yeah. North of Dark Lake. Not far from here, actually. Maybe 7-8 days journey from here. Compared to like Neverlight Grove, but yeah. That is a trade hub. Anyway. With both crews and Doretta in tow, the journey continues on. Anything else you wish to discuss before I move on? Let's look at
Once I'm gonna ask about the lycanthropes, but that's when we get to Digger Maddock.
We've been having some were rat problems. They call themselves the Gold Whisker Clan. Kind of ironic, if you ask me, given your whole clan's
They're
tradition.
a bunch of posers!
Yeah.
How dare you!
They've been sort of squatting a whole section of the... They existed before you even came up with your character name. Don't even start.
You
They existed
should have named it
Session 1.
Silver Whiskers! Or
You know what?
bronze.
I must have misspoken. The Silver Whiskers, you're right.
That's fine.
Does that feel better? I find it funny.
Copper. Make him even more inferior.
Yeah, copies. I would make fun of them, but they're a mean, serious business. I mean, like,
Where rats don't,
you got
where rats don't
insights?
sound particularly threatening. Do they get smaller when they transform?
No, mate. There's people who, humanoids who just have more of a rat shape. We have them in the Goldfang.
No, he's
Take
got
anyone.
he's got a point. Sometimes. You see, lycanthropy works funny. They got like their disguised human, I'm not a beast form, walking among us, and just sort of through like looking at like,
And then I got their hybrid forms, which are, your hybrid beast, half rat, half man. And then, they also have a third form, little rat. Conniving, scheming, spying, skittering little vermin. Ugh, gives me the jitters. When
But
one
surely they're not tiny little rats, right? They must be large rats.
depends. I mean, kids. And so just sort of goes sad and quiet for a moment there.
Some of the Gulffangs can turn into dire wolves. Still a normal size of them. But they have the ability. I don't possess that.
But no, for the most part, though, they are trouble. I mean, they're monsters, and they're squatting in places that could be serving as homes for us. Our leaders will fill you in on the finer details of all that. If you meet to help us with that, I'll appreciate it personally. I lost a few good miners to those scheming vermin, and I would happily see them purged.
Not gonna say anything, but he's just gonna he just starts like squinting, wincing a little bit, and he just kind of throws his hand up and he just kind of like makes like a smack of his mouth.
Don't you give me that look. Your kind made a synergy with it. You live among your lycanthropes, and I'm not judging you for it. You made it work. Those are animals. They're killing us. It's different.
I'll be the judge of that when I see him for myself. Sometimes, what am I trying to convey here? You don't understand, what they have maybe gone through, or maybe they just are like rejected and they just have nothing else. Like I don't know how to word it. Very
No,
well.
he listens to your words, and he is being patient with you, but at the same time, he does convey the whole, like, maybe your
Yeah, I
opinion will
get it.
change when you see them not part your teammate. When you see, like, one of your party members being eaten alive by these vermin, maybe your opinion will change. He's biased, clearly.
Yeah, that's fine.
What exactly are these were rats doing? Are they just a criminal gang going around killing people?
I mean, I don't know. Like monstrosities. He doesn't get into the politics of and their planning of it all. To him, he's a miner, and they're disrupting his operations, killing his man, causing trouble in his village, right?
Mhm.
Do you know if someone's guiding them? Do they have a leader, or is it just sporadic?
He doesn't, but
small
once
kids?
again, he does mention that the Blingstone leadership is filled in more on it. He is just a grunt.
Yeah. Yeah. I just didn't know if he
Yeah.
may have heard rumors.
I
or
know
anything. If a
Salt
word,
and
their
Stone.
name.
I don't. I was never good at politics. I can't
me
even
neither.
read.
He knows that they're gross, conniving rats.
He's biased.
All right,
He's,
that's enough out of you.
yeah.
You mentioned that voices are being different lately and that there are whispers around. Is there anything else that is different in the city in the last few months? People are acting as their usual.
Are you prying for like
I mean,
badness
kind of like
signs?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah,
find
yeah.
like if there is any demon signs. Yeah.
While inner
Or maybe
Blingstone, the inner circles of Blingstone seem to be thriving and acting together. Some gnomes, whether it be to isolation or another effect entirely, are experiencing what is known as like cabin fever, where when you spend enough time alone in the outskirts, doing whatever mission, mining, spending time in silence, working and stuff, and nothing else, that sort of drives you a little bit insane. But it's been like isolated incidents and more to do with like just the stress of having to undergo being deep gnomes of the Underdark, always on the watch for any ambushes and stuff. It doesn't sound like what was happening in Gragostuch, but it's good to keep a wary eye for that.
Okay.
You know what cabin fever is? Like IRL?
I think I know what it is.
Imagine like staying in a cabin alone in the snow for like months
just
on end without
cooped up.
sunlight. You're cooped up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember quarantine?
I was going to say, COVID.
Real.
Remember 2020?
Real.
I know that COVID was hard for you guys, but it was really good for me. So.
Dude, it was fucking awesome for me. I loved it.
Ivan is like, I've been getting so much pussy during COVID, you don't even know. But it's kind of like that. Whenever, while Blingstone Inner is working together as a community and keeping each other up, those more isolated are experiencing a little bit of despair, which can be a vulnerability to abyssal corruption. So better keep an eye. But nothing that this miner notes. More to do with those awful Oblex oozes that have recently come. The miners have been going missing and then returning at the dead of what would be night, seemingly okay, luring other miners in. But it's a trick, as these oozes have learned to sort of disguise themselves as their victims, taking their memories and almost body swapping with them, mind and body, luring into the darkness more gnomes, and sort of collecting personalities, as it were, collecting thoughts, collecting memories into almost like a hive mind of sorts. And they've been just amassing these personalities and using them to lure the people and terrorize the people of Blingstone. And now Gizmo is one such face. Solon.
I stabbed
Gizmo's
Gizmo.
visibly perspiring as he listens to this. His foot starts twitching. He's like, I would never do anything bad, right? It's not if something happens, it's not me.
Yeah.
We'll see
Maybe
what
we need to
happens.
track that thing down and get rid of it.
That thing is
I'll
just
come with
one of
time.
many. Well, my advice, you better run whenever you see him. But I don't know, your caliber might be able to handle it.
Oh, we just need to stay together then if we go into the tunnels or mines. That way we don't get split up, run into someone, a body little double, and well, whatever else happens.
Yeah. So as
I'm
the
sure we'll get
Fine.
more.
Any of these replaced ones, any of these gnomes, have you been able to capture any of them? Or...
those who venture in the dark perished, only to return as ooze husks.
Okay.
So yeah, as you guys are continuing to traverse on through, with the combined forces of the White Shell and Pigshine miners, you set out through the tunnels, sort of working together to guard Doretta and its precious cargo. The shadows of Downdark stretch endlessly around you, but there's a sense of camaraderie, an unspoken understanding that everyone here is fighting for like the same goal: survival, prosperity of Blingstone. Nimjar walks alongside, sort of about this ship on wheels, offering occasional commentary on Blingstone's various mines, while Perigrog and Dasko keep their eye trained on the path ahead. And as you approach the city, there's like a faint rhythmic sound that begins to echo through the tunnels, growing louder with each step, a sound that signals the unyielding work of the city of Speaking Stones. You guys have any questions or insights you wish to ask of Jimjar this time before we encroach the city? Think about it.
No, I don't.
He sort of approaches Eric and he's like, I heard you asking about the mines earlier. You see, like, Blinkenstone's got some of the richest mines in the Underdark. Metal, gems, you name it. Dasko Pigshine over there, he oversees most of it. If you make friends with him, you might get access to some rare ores or gems of your own. If you have any projects, I'm not really sure why you're asking, but I think you need the FYI.
Eric gives Jimjar a grin and says, "Thank you, old friend."
Well, turning to Eric and going off of that, well, we could use a nice diamond in case something happens to us. We're needed for spells and such. We used up all of
Can I-
everything we got
Can any one of us use a diamond?
for Revivify. Yeah.
Who?
I think the doesn't Isabel have a shard that allows her to use Revivify, but it consumes the diamond?
We use that to bring back
Crystal.
me. Me.
I mean, I have the idea on how to revive people, but I need more resources. And by resources, I need 3 more levels.
Understood.
We've
Um,
got
Is it?
diamonds within for all the mountain veins, enough to catch the eye of any Dweger and Drow. That's why we're so protective of these mines, you see. There's even talk of like crystal caverns filled with rare gemstones, so I think your luck is on our side.
But
So Gizmo is going to go over to Isabel and kind of pull her aside. And Isabel, didn't we bring the body of the frozen deep gnome druid
From the
in
back of the
your
machine.
bag?
Hey, yo, what stinks?
Is it in your bag still?
doesn't fit in the bag, but it's on the strider.
No, fits in the bag.
Oh, this is macabre.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yes, sure then. Like,
Going through my
it's-
purse.
it's-
Oops.
Ah. I call Eric. Eric, I need your help for something.
Wait, no, keep it in there for now.
Hey,
Wait
Eric,
until
what'd
we
you
get
do about it?
inside. A gym jar. We will want to make one of our first stops to the
Temple?
place where the temple where this circle.
No, yeah,
this
that's still the plan.
unfortunate
But-
caster was part of.
Mhm. Once we're inside the city, past the gates, I'll lead you wherever you want. I'll be like your guide.
They were saying that we will have problems to get inside the city. It's
Oh.
not their call.
I'll
Any
work my
advice?
magic. Yeah,
Oh, if you work your magic, there's nothing
mean-
to worry.
we're all good people here, right? Because it gives a very long side eye to the brain munching among you guys.
Surely our new friends here can put in a good word for us.
We've got enchanted stone guardians, Galabdur, that help us protect the entrance to the stone. As long as you keep your weapons about you, we'll be fine. They may look like giant hulking boulders are gonna crush you, and they are. Messing with the wrong rock, and you'll find yourself under a lot of pressure. I want to die a little, but we should be fine. I'll work my magic. We're
Are
tricky
deep gnomes
folk.
bothered by sunlight?
I mean,
This
First-
is more of an out of character question. Like, as Eric is integrating sort of with the community here, does he see that like people are bothered by Dawnbringer's presence, or
no,
are they unfazed? Okay.
I'm phased.
Really? I thought
Yeah.
they had sunlight sensitivity.
No,
Okay.
I will
Great.
be interested on checking the spell gems that they produce on maybe one of those nice looking guns that put them flying away every time you shoot at them.
no. Deep gnomes are known. These are your cousins, so you know about Svirfnablin. Gotta practice that. Holy shit. I'm not finished. Why are you giving me this? They have the ability like to manipulate stone magic, like stone camouflage, and they're cunning, and they have magic to them, but they're not. They're hybrid. They can go to surface. They're gnomes. Yeah.
They take holidays upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're tricky folk. We've got all sorts of illusions and misdirection spells to hide the way of Blickenstone, if you will. If you don't know the route, you'll just end up in a dead end or something, so I'll guide us around. We'll be wanting to speak to the Diggermuttocks. Dorbo and Seni Diggermuttock our de facto rulers. Dorbo handles the mines and defenses, while Sani oversees trade supplies. And they're like a fair but tough but fair sort of ruling couple. But they don't take kindly to outsiders without good reasons, so be polite.
Oh, politeness. That's my middle name.
I look at Self when they say that.
What?
You know, Self.
You must be on your best behavior.
Yeah. We'll just have to blend in, you know? When in Rome, I don't know where Rome is, but when in Blingstone, do as the Blingstonians do. Deep gnomes don't trust outsiders, so you want to make some friends fast? Show you're here to work and stay out of trouble. Respect the local customs, and if you find a miner's bag or a pickaxe, just don't touch it. Those are personal.
Yeah.
Never touch a pickaxe.
Never touch a pickaxe.
If you're looking to stick around, lending a hand to clear out some of the rock blight or taking down a few oozes will earn us some good standing. Show you're reliable, you know? And Blingstone? It just might warm up to you.
About the oozes, you say they've become more aggressive lately?
Yeah, you ask Perigrog? Yeah. As he mentions, yeah.
Interesting.
Something has been absorbed not just near Blingstone, but in general. You guys did not encounter a lot of oozes during your road, but when you have, like in the Temple of Keen, not Temple of Keen, the oozing temple where you found Glabagul, they were like especially aggressive, and Glabagul is showing signs of like, you know, thought speech. Enlightenment, if you can call it that.
I have something to talk with Glabs when he is free. Let's assume he's
Look
free
over
now.
at Glabs, and he's like looking around past him. He's like, he looks at you like, I just can't help but feel so drawn to this place. Something is calling me, and he's like goes cross-eyed for a second there.
He said that on his interview. I have it here on paper.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find a way to deal with these oozes. Not like you can't just get up and slash a sword or something at them. Swallow you whole.
Some of them are split and become two. Seen it.
But then what? That tube comes to 4,
Yeah.
and then 8, 16. That's too much, mate.
You're running on a
What are
finger.
they?
You have to deal with like 128 1 hit point oozes. Like, whoa.
They seem to be hyper reactive to fire.
We're gonna need a lot of it.
All right, time to test this out. Eric, Lorian, is your computer fried yet?
I can't see anything, but my computer seems to be fine.
Can you see something now?
Oh, just wait.
Oh, yeah. Human eyes.
You poor.
All right.
Yeah,
I actually think
Give me that sunlight, baby.
hold on. I have 120 vision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bunch of walls around us.
Yeah. Don't move around. Hold on.
Yeah, this is far.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like your general location, by the way, guys. This map is huge scale-wise. Like, obviously, you guys are not 30 by 30 feet, and just no other way for me to track the party. You are emitting light, Eric, in a 30-30, right? With Dawnbringer. So that should be that. Pointing some light around. Blingstone is otherwise quite dark, except for a few gemstones embedded in the walls. Sort of like, oh yeah, big boy.
I don't know why he got big.
Just spare me and like don't put other tokens on the map for now, because we're not in combat. I just want you guys to see as you're traversing around, and you guys just see this room that you're in right now, right? Walls where we're working.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn on Explorer mode, which means that wherever you visit, you should be able to just like have it like all sort of a little like brownish around you.
Yep.
Very nice. And that way I can see who cheats. Just kidding. So
Holy
you
shit,
guys,
this map is huge.
yeah, this place is huge. So you guys maneuver onwards down tunnel. Eventually, the mining crews offload their goods and let you walk off. Following in Jim Jar's lead, he leads you. Yeah, I'll make him a little bigger so you guys can see where he's at. Rising up to like a broad terrace before the gate. These wide stairs are built for gnomish feet. So fortunate for Gizmo and Jim Jar, less so for the rest of you guys, as it's difficult terrain all the way up as you guys climb up Machu Picchu. You see I have to sneeze so bad right now and it's just not coming out. The main gate rises before you. Like this colossal door of steel and mithril, embedded with like veins of like shimmering alloys of like metal resistant to magic. You can tell by its shimmer, by the abjuring runes about. Plated with like adamantine, the door bears countless scuffs, dents, like remnants of battles long lost, engraved with like intricate geometric designs and symbols of protection. And the ground in front of the gate slopes up, actually, ever so gently, designed to sort of, especially like you would recognize these like battle tactics badge, like you're like of the Dwegar, they're very like militaristic. You recognize this to be like a tactic to like slope up the ground, designed to hinder any forced attempt to like ram the entrance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like wide, uneven stairs, carved from like solid stone, rise up to the terrace. Each step like weathered from like years of passage. This place is ancient. Though perfectly sized for gnomish feet, as I said, they require extra effort from you taller folk, as the steps are forcing you into like an awkward ascent that slows your approach. Everything about this place is like designed to be for the gnomes against their intruders. If that makes sense. You see to the left, there's like a rugged cart lift that groans as it like hauls heavy stone sleds up like this incline laden with like minerals, streaked ores. A stoic like earth elemental looms over the mechanism, guiding the sled with like effortless strength. And atop the terrace, as you guys reach the top stairs, there are 8 deep gnomes that stand here guard. Their expressions are stern yet curious as you approach. They wear this like heavy leather armor fitted with like crystal-laden amulets and bearing symbols of the deep earth gods. One of them, this wiry gnome with like a glint of authority to his eyes, he clutches a faintly glowing crystal, spell gem. His gaze shifts from side to side as he scans the gem over you guys. The crystal tuned to reveal hidden threats. Which reminds me, Bajrak, you have like an innate ability to go invisible, right?
Yeah.
You're connected to your Dwegar self. It's kind of like feeling your own feet even when you're like sitting down. You are aware of things when they're there, and it's like suddenly losing sensation in your feet. You suddenly use sensation of being able to turn invisible. As the crystal momentarily like pans over you, that ability just like mutes itself, and then like it comes to pass as the crystal waves away, almost like an anti-magic field of sorts.
Yeah. That's what I'm picking up on.
Yeah. So it's attuned to like
Did it have any
reveal.
influence on? Sorry, continue.
It didn't have any influence on your sword. It's not an anti-magic field. Literally, it just mutes the ability for things to become like hidden. If that, like, it reveals hidden threats.
Gotcha.
And yeah, so he like just sort of studies you guys sternly, making sure nothing is hidden amongst you guys. And then he calls out, "Hello there." Sort of raising a hand greeting, his voice somewhat as firm as it can be for a gnome his size, but respectful. "State your purpose here at Blingerstone."
We're trying to reach the surface. We expect to resupply, and if we can, talk with your leaders about the situation down here.
Yeah,
So,
you just
my
hear
name is,
Ginger lean into Gizmo real quick, like, "Just play it straight. We'll be fine."
They're a suspicious bunch, but fair enough. Go ahead.
Yes. My name is Gizmo Gadgetoni, and my friends here and are escorting your resident Jim Jar back safely to his home. We have news of a threat to the Underdark, and we are wishing to speak with the what the heck would they call against Stone? No, Digger Mick. If it's
You get a matok.
Gnomish names. I love them. The grammatic. As you sort of explain your intentions, your journey, the guards exchange like glances of muttering in low tones, looking at Jinjar, and they nod curtly. Jinjar says,
We've been followed by drow. We're sort of on the run. Sheltering these folk. Be good for the long run. Trust me, fellows.
upon hearing your escape from drow, their expressions sort of shift from suspicion to interest. The guard who addressed you guys, his voice softened slightly. Our chiefs will want to hear your tale. Blingstone doesn't turn away allies against those Thoth-worshipping devils. Follow us. We'll guide you in. As you see, like 4 guards like break off, gesturing for you to follow as they lead you through past the doors into what looks to be I want to see like a labyrinth of narrow corridors and fortified choke points, a series of impressive defenses that mean to confound and deter intruders. Especially you, Bazrak, will get a nice impression of their defenses here. As you see, this place is a fortress from the get-go.
I'm making a lot of mental notes.
Yeah, you see like the main gate, like it's strong, sturdy mithril, inlaid with like secret magic resistant alloys and plated with adamantine. This is tough stuff. Nigh unbreachable if you try. The deep gnome guards lead you away from the imposing gate and into this twisting, narrow series of passageways lined with like these 10-foot high stone walls embedded with like sharp nails. The path sort of winds sharply and frequently, sloping up, down with like a surprising, almost labyrinthine complexity. Several sections of the passage narrow to like barely shoulder width, forcing you to like squeeze through, while the gnomes the guards just slip by at ease. As you guys traverse on through, what do you guys do?
Oh, I gotta hand it to you. It's a nice defensible position. You got some nice little, I don't know what you call them. What's the catwalks that like people like kind of stand up on and everything? Like these right here.
Like
Parapets?
parapets? Yeah.
Parapets. Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
is that what they are? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's just kind of
sort of glance
taking
up
it all in.
and you spot like there's an upper path, a parapet, narrow walkways lined with like battlements, I think is the word you're actually looking for, where
Yeah.
like hidden defenders could like rain arrows or spells down like upon any intruders. At intervals you hear like the heavy rumble of like a cart lift like running parallel to your path, hoisting supplies or like draft animals past the maze entirely. So while you guys are like going down this winding path, there's a direct path that goes to the city that you guys are just not let through, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just looking at the
That was-
defensible position and just
Mhm.
making comments on it.
Want to remain perception check while you're looking about, just sort of gauging the not the enemy, but doing your Dweger thing.
Yeah. Normal perception. 10.
10. First roll for entire session is already like 9 o'clock. I should make you guys roll more often. The occasional drip of like moisture and faint lingering odor of like acrid smoke reminds you that a place like this could easily be like flooded or filled with like poisonous fumes if the city like needed a final line of defense. So
Yeah.
cogs turning. You get maybe a few ideas about a more defensible position than Lars Rest, if you ever need to fall back. Remember this. Your guards just kind of keep you guys moving steadily, their vigilance unwavering. After several tense minutes, you reach a wide, fortified tunnel beyond. Stone towers sort of rise on either side, like embedded in the cavern walls, and manned with like watchful gnomes peering from narrow windows. They exchange like nods as you come up with escort, and you hear the deep creak of and rumble of like heavy winches as the gate opens, allowing you to pass into the tunnel beyond.
First door that we walked past was really fancy and expensive. How does this one look?
Equally fortified.
Okay.
Truly
Yeah.
magnificent architecture.
As you take it all in, you can see set into like the tunnel walls, there are these like faintly glowing gems at regular intervals, providing some much needed light for your eyes, Eric. Their soft light illuminating the rocky path ahead. The gnome guards nod knowingly at each gem as you pass, and you sense the quiet but potent magic stored within them. These are like defenses lying in dormant state, yet ready should the need arise. There's some sort of a trap charged within them. At the far end of the tunnel, as you guys make your way through, don't wait for me. At the far end of this tunnel, as you guys make your way across, there is a smaller adamantine reinforced door flanked by like alcoves and ledges that could serve as lookout points in a siege. And with a final nod from the guards, the doors open, revealing the dim glow of Bligdenstone's inner caverns, and a faint echo of like hammer strikes and quite gnomish voices fills the air. You have officially now reached the heart of the Deep Gnome settlement. Ooh, finally.
Hell yeah. A long journey. Here we go, boys and lass. One step closer to the top.
We're almost there.
From here,
So long.
you have a choice. The guards can escort you directly to the leaders of the settlement, or you can explore around at Jim's behest, eventually rounding your way back to the leaders if you want to report, or do whatever. You're free to do it as you wish. While under watch of the guards, then as long as you do no trouble, you're here for a good time.
So, trying to be courteous and respectful of the leadership, Gizmo will inquire that we are seeking an audience with the Diggermatic, and we would be at their disposal if and when they are free to meet with us.
The guards can escort you there if you wish to go there directly.
Okay. I didn't want to just assume they were going to be waiting for us. So
You
to
know,
speak.
I want to get a vibe from the city.
Mhm.
So I'll say explore. before
I'll give you
going
guys
to-
the choice. The guards, they're doing their duty, security the city, and Jim Shark can always lead you. He knows exactly where they are. He knows the city like the back of his hand.
Be nice to get a
We-
place to dump our stuff too. Get a room.
I do. We should return this unfortunate young woman to her temple.
Oh yeah,
As
she
our
stinks.
First order of business.
So
Yeah.
Oz, remember,
Let's do that
best
first.
behavior. Best behavior.
So Ginger will
Yeah,
inform you
self-polite.
that
Best behavior.
What did I do? I didn't do anything.
No
I barely
start-
even said anything the entire time. I was on my best behavior. I spent most of the time hanging out with Globagul outside. Like,
Not signing anyone to your special group.
You
know,
are
I was going to
doing
mention
very
that,
well.
Ginger,
so.
you seem to almost die a lot. Would you be interested in a little bit of a power-up and upgrade? I can introduce you to a friend of mine.
You're funny. Funny guy. Funny. Funny guy. She just keeps like walking further and further away from this guy. He knows
Jimjar, where are you
all
going?
about it. He's been traveling with you long enough.
Jimjar, I bet you won't sign this book.
You son of a bitch, I'm in. Carla, wait.
He's already going to Barovia.
Remember, no coercion. That was the deal. But as you guys are exploring around this magnificent, sturdy city, you step through the final gate and leave a dark, foreboding tunnel behind, emerging into what feels like another world entirely. Gone are the oppressive shadows and rugged stone. Instead, you find yourself in a place bathed in a warm, earthy set of tones where the light is soft and steady, casting a gentle glow over everything it touches. The air here carries a faint, welcoming scent. Stone, dusted earth, the tang of salt, something almost sweet like a bakery nearby, a remnant of hearth fires and distant kitchens. The stone of the caverns is subtly carved, like shaped in like these like naturalistic patterns and like twisting vines, flowing rivers, geometric shapes that lend a comforting, familiar tone to this place because they're inspired by the surface. So you get a little bit of a piece of home here as you start to approach the crust of the surface above. So close. Almost there. Around you, the deep gnomes go about their daily lives, some huddled in like quiet conversations, others bent over their work. Many glance up at you as you pass. Their gazes are wary, but there is warmth in their eyes, a sense of home. Here you can feel the heartbeat of Blingstone. Resilient, alive. Change of pace for once. The guards who have guided you through the maze and gauntlet pause just inside the gate, abandoning like stern demeanor to offer a deep nod and a welcome to Blingstone. You're led into like this bustling, well-lit cavern, a reception hall of sorts, a hub of activity for the settlement. You see like stone pathways wind through the cavern, leading off into various sections of the city, with gnomes carrying various tools moving swiftly along these paths. To the south, you catch sight of a blocked tunnel, actually. Its entrance completely caved in, with like large boulders and rubble piled high in a carefully constructed barricade. I think it's referencing something that is, if you guys move here, you'll see some of that rubble. It's out and about. Another direction. Nearby, another tunnel is sealed off with like heavy reinforced gate, thick like iron bars, and a padlock barring entry. And as you take it all in, you hear like two nearby guards just sort of chat quietly. Been watching this gate for days now. One of them mutters to the other, glancing toward like the reinforced entrance. The other guard gives a curt nod, his gaze flickering to the locked gate. Well, nobody's getting through here unless we hear otherwise from Dorborn and Cine. As they note you passing by, the two sort of fall silent, nodding respectfully, and gesture for you to sort of continue through the reception hall. Pass. Don't lollygag. Paths and tunnels branch off from here, each leading deeper into the heart of Blingstone. For those of you curious about the temple, it is called the Ruby in the Rough. It is located to the south, directly to the south of you guys. That is the temple. Otherwise, from here, there is the Trader's Grotto to the east, a large market-like place. But yeah, I don't know why it said south in module. It's wrong. It's the wrong corner of the map. This is the gate I was talking about, and this is the rubble. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's go return the body. Give us some nice quick points and just be done with that. I'm tired of bringing cemeteries behind us.
I agree. What's the brain situation on her, by the way?
Okay.
Off the limits.
Intact.
Off
It's
the limits.
that. That right there.
Jim Jar just slowly getting out a dagger. Like, no. Bad.
All right, it was just a question. Just everyone
Oh,
calm down.
Just wanted a little nibble. So yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go return the cleric priestess.
Yeah, just as a note, as you guys are passing by it, this series of buildings up here seems to be some sort of a barracks. Those of you more insightful do catch Jim Jar looking at them longingly, but he can always come back to them at a later time. You guys have business otherwise. But just know that these are the barracks. If you guys want to label your map, you can put text on it or whatever. It's yours to map out. Is exploration mode working? Yeah, it seems to be working. Yeah, okay. Cool. So the Diamond in the Rock, as I mentioned before, is this building right over yonder. As you guys approach, the cavern shifts from the bustling noise of Blingstone's nearby market to like a quieter, more solemn atmosphere. Carved from the stone itself, the Ruby Naraf stands the humble yet resilient temple. Its worn walls decorated with like earth tones, carving symbols of stone and nature. Though small, the temple emanates a profound sense of reverence, with intricate geometric patterns etched into the stonework and small, delicate fungi growing like carefully tended clusters around the base of the walls, like a garden. Soft, greenish light from enchanted stones set in the walls gives the room a tranquil glow, a contrast rather to the hard-edged stone around you. In the center of the temple, there's a low stone altar that gleams faintly, its surface polished and inlaid with a faint red shimmer. The temple's namesake. This reddish crystal embedded into the rock that catches the light and reflects the light in subtle patterns. The chamber itself bears the marks of like history, with like faint scratches and scuffs hinting at long ago struggles. Yet the space has been lovingly restored, as if each crack and scar has been sort of become a testament to the resilience of Blingstones and its people as a whole. As you move through the chamber, you catch sight of a narrow passageway branching off. The stone walls lined with symbols of a god you actually saw in a book carried upon the corpse from Shikari. The symbols of Segoyan Earthcaller, the Svirfneblin god of earth nature. Some depict Segoyan as like a figure cloaked in like stone, reaching down to the soil below, while others depict shapes of like burrowing creatures representing his connection to the deep earth. In one corner, there's like a single fragile crystal vial that holds soil from what looks to be the surface, like an offering to Segoyan, symbolizing life beyond Blingstone's depths. Near another wall, a stone archway opens into like a darkened passageway leading down. This path, you realize, leads to the catacombs beneath the temple, hallowed ground where honored dead of Blingstone still rest, undisturbed by desecration of past invasions. Faint, flickering candlelight down the tunnel suggests that the lower caverns are sacred and are very rarely visited by anyone but those who mean to pay respects to Blingstone's dead. Any reactions to the temple detail that you guys want to play out before we move on?
This place is very nice. You know, at first when I saw the mining operations, I thought we were gonna find something similar to Gracklestug with the polluted air and just dirt and grime everywhere, but
Just a piece of shit
It's a very-
place.
Alright, watch your tongue. Watch your tongue, mate.
the city
I'll
is
let that
nice.
one slide. Again, nah. It's not my fault you can't handle it.
I prefer more aesthetic things in life.
Yeah, sure, to each his own.
What is
Is it bad? I mean, not what I prefer, but I see why they spruced up the place a bit.
Why?
Should we
Jim
step
Jar.
inside and get rid of this dead gnome? Or...
Jim Jar, is there some kind of etiquette or custom for calling when we enter or arrive?
Clean your feet. As you're taking in the temple's details and trying to figure out the local customs, you see there's like a young, deep gnome that shuffles into view, his hands clasped tightly together. He wears simple robes adorned with like small stones sewn into the fabric, and like he has this like nervous smile that flickers across his face as he approaches you. Welcome. I am Glyphic Shroomlight, caretaker of this place, or I try to be. He chuckles nervously, glancing around the temple as if hoping for reassurance from the walls themselves. You can see that Glyphic. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're not interrupting. You're part of this.
Well, my good man, my name is Gizmo Gadgetoni, and my friends here and I, unfortunately, are here bearing unfortunate news. We have found a young woman who was of your order, and he had fallen in some type of battle with a creature beyond our comprehension. And we have returned her body and brought it back so that she could be put to rest here in her home.
Yes, and in return, all that we ask is that you
Is-
help our friend over here who seems to have some kind of malady of stone.
Hey.
Help with what? I'm sorry.
Look at my friend Isabel over here. She has some kind of stone malady afflicting her. We're hoping that you'd be able to help.
These runes. Elemental in nature, but nothing to be worried about. You see, you, child, are plain touched. It's a gift, nothing to be feared.
Thank you, I say with
Takes your hand, like, they're there. There's nothing to fear about. We have some very good priests who could guide you through the process of attuning with your plain touch. And he just goes through the whole like ordeal of like misunderstanding the situation.
that's nice. That's nice. I appreciate it. I'll
You should
make an appointment.
never be ashamed of who you are, darling. You should take pride in this. All scars make you beautiful and other shit like that. I don't know.
You should also not be ashamed of who you are or how tall you are.
I shouldn't. I'm tall, short.
Yeah, sure you are. Also, like, don't be ashamed of that either.
I wasn't until now. This is the right place for interring the body of our fallen colleague here. It's, after all, the ruby in the rough. He touches the nearby stone with some pride. We do our best to honor Sagoyan and keep Blingstone's spirits alive here. If there's anything you seek, I'd be glad to help. I only ask that you treat this place with respect. The stones, they listen, they remember, they hurt.
When we found your college, we found a ring near her. It seems to be damaged.
But why I know that? Oh, poor misfortunate soul. I know her. She is not to be interred here. She's one of the chosen of the divine. In fact, her place is among her circle. You see, she's something of a druid. You need to speak to a leader of her
Covent in the Speaking Stones is how he names the place. And he, as he mentions the Speaking Stones, which Jimjar will be able to point out to be slightly to south. You were on the right path, just slightly to south. He can enter the body here and inform the circle himself, but if you wish to explore it, the Speaking Circle of Druids, the Speaking Stones rather, is to the south. Yeah, I'm just looking for the name of the leader. I think I mentioned her before in the journal of this fallen gnome that you're carrying, because he would mention her by name.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Let me look for it.
The head priest of Calduran Smoothhands in the Stoneheart Enclave is Gurnik Tapfinger, currently taking over charge for another priest. He can, so I'm gonna correct myself a little bit, he can enter the body here, but if you wish to inform the circle of her passing or speak to the druid circles, or if there are any druids amongst you, he doesn't know you. If there are any druids amongst you, he sort of directs you in a direction if you wish. It's slightly to the south, maybe 500 feet southward. Otherwise, yeah. Yeah.
I think it would be best if we return her to her circle. We appreciate your offer and your assistance in pointing out the way. If there is anything we can do for you, please let us know.
He's here at your service. It's kind of backwards, but yeah. He acts as the priest here, providing any priestly duties that you might need here in Ruby of the Rough. Otherwise, this acts as the catacombs, a point of interest in the future or now, depending on what business you have. Jimjar is more than eager to explore around. However, he's dying for a drink, and he also points out the nearby inn and tavern. If you guys are interested in that, the Foaming Mug is nearby inn and tavern, where you can secure lodging, and it's actually shaped for non-gnome folk, and it is over just past the Speaking Stone Circle to the southwest of yonder, if I had to point it out.
We are actually broke right now. I think we need to garner a few favors before we can really spend a night.
All right, well, let's.
No
return the
gnome
body.
throws another into the streets. This isn't crackle stew, he says.
Yes, and don't forget Jimjar still owes us for that gigantic diamond that we wasted on him.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, Jimjar, you're buying
Wasted.
us board and drink.
Wasted. Holy shit.
I mean,
Jesus,
you
if I
know
was
what
him,
I
I'd
mean.
walk away.
I'm getting a drink. I'll see. You guys can get yourselves. Like,
Wait, Jimjar, do they have Surface World food and drink? here?
yes.
Oh, let's go, buddy.
You know what else they
I'm
have?
sorry,
He says that he marches off to a distance. Good company. But yeah, it is approaching 9:20 at this point. We have reached Blinkstone. This will be an exploration session, as far as I can tell. There's so much to do here. This is going to be like Rex 2.0. I'm excited for it. I'm glad we actually reached this point. But I think it's best if we start rounding this off, unless you guys wish to keep going.
I do
think
need
it's a
to
good,
kind of wrap it.
Same. I have work
Yeah, it's a
tomorrow.
good-
yeah,
and
good part to write up.
yeah, for the sake of this, then, if you guys want, I can have the RP interlude take place in Blinkstone as you guys are walking around discovering, and we'll just pick it up from there, or I can have it pick up from you guys discovering the lodging. Though now that I think about it, actually, that's probably best for you guys to just do that in session, because
Yeah,
That's-
I think it's
there's stuff
a
to-
lot, right?
well, there's quests there, and it's like I don't want to engage, like, start quests in RP chat. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. But exploration mode should be working, right? Like, you guys are exploring a city
It
as a
is, yeah.
good.
This map is huge, though, and
Absolutely.
if these are buildings, and our tokens are the size of a building, even though you made them so small, this is just gives even more emphasis on the scale of
Oh, yeah.
this.
Like even this ruler here is not correct. No building is. No. Even though they're gnomes, their houses are bigger, and then. But yeah, it's a big town. I prefer this map over the other map that's in the module.
Quick question: how is the energy of the people here? Like, are they sad, happy, angry?
The deep gnomes, they're
Blur the
happy.
vibes.
They're mostly happy, acting toward in camaraderie. The thing about deep gnomes though, they have resting bitch face. Like there are dour people. The thing about me though, as Tom, is I don't like playing friendly NPCs. I hate playing somebody who, like, I don't know why I'm even talking to you. Because I've sat at the other end of that. I had DMs who ran me through my heart, ran me through like really boring social encounters with either this NPC is always lying to me, so I have to figure out how to make them tell the truth, or they're just unfriendly and they're a bitch, and I don't know why I'm talking to you. This is a bad time.
It makes you want to murder Hobo a little bit. When
it's
all
just like
NPCs act like
I
that.
want to encourage interacting with NPCs. I want to encourage people asking questions and stuff, and I have more fun running a mining crew that's Deep Rock Galactic rather than, you know, a bunch of untrusting NPCs who treat you like you're not the heroes of the story, you know? So to answer your question, the general vibe is that people are happy, they're working together in camaraderie. There is trouble. People are dying. There is a conflict going on. There is it's down dark. It's still a dangerous place.
Crime rates.
Crime. It's a stark contrast. Why I'm describing it to be so bright is that there's a sense of community, family here. It's not a militaristic tyranny. Gracklstoke is not a bad place as a city. It's just a whole different vibe. Hello City. The Dwegar are, I like playing them, dour and dire and pissed off all the time and anti-outsider because it suits them as evil creatures, as ex-slaves turned slavers. I like that lore. Deep gnomes are just like, they're happy-go-lucky gnomes that live in the Underdark and never see sunlight to have resting bitch face. But like, who here played Baldur's Gate 3? They're capable of happiness.
Yeah.
They're definitely wary of you in the beginning, but this whole thing coming up, this session, the next session, and the session after that probably, is going to be the party earning trust with another possible ally before they can show you the way out of the Underdark, which is what you guys are here for in the first place, I would imagine. Before they can do any of that, you help us, we help you, sort of thing. And then alliances form.
Yeah, I'm kind of assuming with a city this big that they didn't make it this big for no reason. So there's going to be a lot to explore and a lot to do and a lot to connect with, I think.
Oh, the module writers, yes.
Right.
I thought you were talking about the gnomes, so like...
I was like, they made it this big because it was this big eons ago. One thing I like about the Deep Gnomes is that in lore, and I love this, so I applied it to my game, is they're super forgetful about our history, so they're doomed to repeat it. It's so cute when you have a long-lived species that lives hundreds of years per person, and they're just like, I don't remember what happened 30 years ago. Like, it's great. I just live in a moment.
Poor guys.
They just don't care. They just survive sometimes. And hopefully Gizmo will get an opportunity to be a little bit more techy about it, because they do have forges and stuff here and stuff like that.
Yeah. Gizmo has lots of RP stuff, I hope, coming up this week. RP channel. I have not been active much in Discord, and it's just been a couple of really intense weeks at work. So
I see.
hopefully, I have more time this week. So
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Julio.
all right. Right, I'm gonna log out, guys. Have a good night, and thank you for the session tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, have a
Had a
good
lot
one,
of
man.
fun.
Take care.
Take care, Jeff.
Goodbye, Jeff, my boy.
I'm
Yeah, but-
gonna go also.
Okay.
You would.
Oh, fuck. Huh.
Hey, Ivan, I'm checking off another item on your I want this in my campaign list.
Yes, I know.
Obelix is back, baby.
Yes, I'm scared. I'm gonna use the Inuit charge, okay? Better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Look at this. Look at these gnomes. Look at this.
Fun guys.
I wanted to get in that apology before we before we left, before I forgot about it.
What apologies are about?
Oh, the fact that we couldn't heal your hideously mutilated skin.
Okay, I thought it was something else, but yeah, man. Thank you for trying. I appreciate.
Damn,
the
you
effort.
think it's hideous?
Yes, like it's
Hey,
blue.
one day you'll be healed.
I want to play
No, I
Deep
mean,
Pro-
I personally don't, but I just think it's funny. Like,
I want to play Deep Rock
Someday,
Galactic. Anybody wants to play Deep Rock Galactic with me?
What is that?
You don't know what Deep Rock Galactic is? You're missing out.
No.
Boy!
Sounds-
Goddamn.
Wars,
Quite medical.
Darkness, third D, I don't remember.
I do need to go.
Danger,
Okay,
Darkness,
love you
Dwarves.
all.
Okay, goodbye.
later.
Love you.
Take care, man. You know, with your patron, you call him Chorison. And it makes me laugh so much. Tom, can you get what is chorizo in Spanish?
I was laughing since he made that
Chorizo?
name, yeah.
Yes, it's like a chorizo, but a big one.
Yeah.
So it makes me laugh a lot.
Yeah. Just gonna enter his domain, he's
like
gonna be covered in
chorizo.
cinnamon. Oh!
Cinnamon.
Bargain, lather me! Oh. God, do you remember when you had
I want a little.
that Find Familiar?
Yeah, Furby.
The Furby, yeah.
I love him. I want to bring him back.
My favorite part of the campaign, not gonna lie.
I just
I
want to
admit-
have a closet that I can just do that voice for. He just like, yes, master. just, just fucking every time.
Mm.
I just want a little closet friend.
It's
so cute.
fisting time!
It's just-
yeah, I guess with the new rules, like a 1-level dip into Warlock can get you one of their familiars now. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I brought this up, but like the fact that they took Pack of the Chain, Pack of the Tome, and like maybe something else, and they just put that at level 1. I was like, dude, that's fucking great. And you can get more. Like it's so much variety.
Fuck that. What you told me about the Archfey is like fucking broken.
Dude, no, it's not broken. You can just teleport. I mean, you're just Misty stepping. That's it.
I mean, it's
There's a
quite-
lot of stuff that got like power-ups and stuff, but like it seems what they did was they took away some of like the really like big spiky big crit damage and stuff like that. So like you have more utility but less like Nova damage possibility on like crits and stuff.
Maybe for a Hexblade, but no, not even, because you can still crit on 19 and 20s. Archfey got reworked because all they did was just give you an amulet or something in the old one that did not a lot, I felt like. I was never enticed by it. But I don't really remember it. I never played it.
The old one was not bad. It was just not that good like the other ones.
Yeah, it was fine. You know,
I
It
want to
wasn't-
make...
It
Go ahead.
didn't have like a lot of flavor though. You know,
Yeah.
you didn't feel like super archfey. Like, you know, like you got like sleep and like a few other spells. That... By the way, do the warlocks automatically get their spells from their spell list now, or is it just like open for them to choose it?
No idea.
I don't know either.
What I don't know, do they still have 2 spell slots or now they have more?
I think they kept that. Hold on, I think I have it open.
I remember they wanted to change it at some point, so, but I don't know.
They during the playtest at some point they just changed them to like a half caster, like spell progression or something like that, spell slot progression. Which I don't know, that it didn't seem right.
Prepare spell slots. Okay, yeah, they keep the same spell slots.
Yeah, so it's like level 1, you get 1 spell slot.
Cool guys, cool guys.
Which is like rough, but I get it.
I mean,
They're always casting it at 5th level though.
They did some cool stuff like what is the thing where you can talk to your patron at a certain level, like you get an automatic
Yeah.
success on like that. I thought that was really cool. Like that adds a lot of flavor.
I like that for cleric, the divine intervention. It's not just
Mhm.
like a thing you do. It's like you just ask for it and they're just like, cool, yeah, I can do this. There's parameters, but I love it.
You have to roll to talk to your patron.
Well, what's the spell called? I forget what it's called.
contact other plane, I think.
Yeah.
Commune or contact other plane, I understand.
Contact other plane. Yeah. So, or contact. It's called contact patron. But now you can communicate directly. You always have the contact other plane spell prepared. With this feature, you can cast the spell without expending a spell slot to contact your patron, and you will automatically succeed on the spell saving throw. Once the spell is cast with this
I mean,
feature,
that's
you can't
cool.
do so again. Yeah,
I
it's
just,
like once per long
I just
rest,
think
you
a
may not
cleric
get
or a
the
warlock that cannot talk to their god or patron is sort of like a barbarian that can't rage. Having especially experienced Critical Role and other shows like that, where like, you know, if Branley O'Brien, not Branley O'Brien, what the fuck is that? Mulligan, or other DMs like that, whenever they play patrons that just show up in dreams or talk, it's just fun. I don't like putting
Yeah, that's
your class features behind a paywall.
that's why I like the Hexblade, is because like you carry your patron with and you can kind of like interact with it more. So I kind of feel like you have a little bit more agency on like when and where you interact with the
Just be a
patron.
cool DM, just load always.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Hexblade doesn't matter. Like
I don't know where that what level is that spell? The
I don't know.
contact
Level 9, I
4th or
think.
5th?
5th
What?
level.
Yeah, I think it's 5th level.
So, question, because warlocks always cast at the highest level, let's just say like level 1, you get like burning hands or something. Does that mean you cast it at 5th level?
Yes.
Or do you still
Once you get to
okay.
that point, yeah.
Yeah, you cast it at 5th level.
Even at like a level 1 or 2?
no, you need to, when you level up as a warlock,
You have to have.
it tells you what level you're casting spell at. So at level 7, you're casting your spells at level 3 or 4 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But you have to level up as a warlock to cast things
Yeah,
at high
that's
level.
what yeah. Because I know they can only go up to 5. You get other stuff, like you get one 6th level spell like later, and then you get a 7th later
They-
in levels.
They get the Secret Arcanium, something like that, but I don't know
Yes.
if they
Yeah.
rework it now.
No, I
Mhm.
think they
I
kept it the
haven't-
same, which is kind of disappointing because it's like you get a spell slot of that level, but you can only use it on one spell that you chose with it, which is it feels limiting. But
You get
like,
it back
the
on a short
earlier
rest.
levels
What's
feel good.
limiting about getting back a 7th level spell slot on a short rest?
it's not on a short rest.
Oh,
The
okay.
Mystic Arcanums
It's
you get
for
back
the-
on a long rest, and you can only it's not like a
Thank
spell slot where you
God.
can use it on different spells. Yeah. So like that's like the limitation on it. But like the earlier levels, they look like they feel really good because like you get like your invocations, and your invocations are really good, and you get a bunch of them. Like 2nd level, you get 3 of them
Yeah, it's nice.
total, which is cool. Like that's you only have 2 spell slots, but you you know, you have like an imp or something like that, and like, you know, you're doing other stuff.
I just think you should always talk to a patron because D&D is at its core is a storytelling game, role-playing game. And people who hyper-focus on, well, this spell does this spell does that, and like, is a little bit focusing on the wrong part of the game, in my humble opinion. Versus like shaping a story that all the players and DM tell together.
Well, the thing is, with the contact other plane, it's not just that you can talk to your patron, it's that you get 5 questions answered from your patron.
Okay. It's still what I said. Just allow your warlock to talk to Big Daddy and get even a mystical answer to the question, because that's what your players want. That's what your players want to engage with. It's your job as a DM to step in and be like, yes, and because this is what you want, I'm gonna make it happen, sort of thing. Saying no to that is like, well, I want to do my thing, so my thing takes priority over your thing, which is like stupid because your players are everything. Your players are the story.
Yeah, don't disagree with you. That's for
Mm.
sure.
I think it's okay to have the limitations, though. I mean, if you just keep every day the player wakes up and they're just trying to squeeze every little bit of thing out of the patron or do this, like, I think it's okay to be like, hey, the patron's busy right now. They can't answer you. They got other, you know, deals and stuff. Like, I don't mind that.
It's a flavored mechanic. Like, it's not
Yeah.
that you can't talk to him, it's more that like you're getting 5 questions answered. So if there's things that you want to
Yeah.
know, like then, you know, and it still is, the only thing is I don't really understand how that's a 5th level spell and augury is, I guess it's 5th level, but it's a ritual. So
Isn't
I
augury
guess
like a
the
3rd level?
Augury is
like a
second
2nd
level.
level. Yeah.
Oh.
But Augury
This is more of like
Whoa.
rolling bones and dice. Yeah, whoa and something.
Yeah,
Whoa
it's
and
like
wow. I don't
yeah,
know.
good, bad, and like neutral, and then this one is like actual yes or no questions. I don't know. I don't mind the mechanic. It's
And I think Augury has like, oh, in the next hour or something like that. Like
Maybe I just spoiled my players too much. Maybe I just answer all their questions all the time, but I got used to it. Because I want my players to be in the lore. I want them to know shit. I've played in games where people just stumble around blindly. It's boring.
Yeah, I get that. I don't like not knowing anything.
Yeah, nobody knows anything, and it's like, well, and then we forget the main quest. Like, I've been there. It feels terrible. Like, when people don't have a sense of direction. We've actually been there in Cosmo almost. Where, like, I was like, you guys remember Elixion, right? Like,
who is that guy?
Who's Lixian?
I mean, I've been there in the Son of Avernus when it was
Oh,
like second last chapter. Who is Ariel? And I was like, yep, that's what happens when you're coy. Too coy with information.
Who is Serial?
Everybody lies.
I will go nuts on that one.
Like, even today, I was like, you know, you guys are asking, excited about all these quests and happenstances in Blingstone, and I kept saying, like, you know, the leaders, they know everything. They're the quest givers. They know. This is just the grunt. But at the same time, I was still giving answers because you want to lure players a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Boy.
But what I don't understand is how they are not paranoid at this point.
Who's
like,
paranoid?
I like the gnomes, like missing miners and being replaced by other ones.
They're icked about it. It's just that fact they have to be hardy, at the same time, like Stone, to survive it. But they are definitely spooked by it. Absolutely. Also, because me, Tom, I'm not good at playing paranoia.
Okay.
Like that. I've never been that anxious paranoid myself in life, so I don't know how to emulate it. But I can just say, like, yes, there are worries around what you're looking out for. It'd be really weird if they're like, yeah, people go missing and dying all the time, but whatever, that's life. No,
that's Monday.
I just don't like role-playing negative emotions too much because it bums me out. Like grief, for example. Like when somebody dies, I just say, like, they grieve. Like, remember Ilsa? When you guys told her, like, you know, yeah, like,
Okay, I'll make.
Your
the
husband
stock.
died a hero. Sure. And I was like, yeah, she's gonna grieve because it's her husband, but like, I don't want to roleplay that because it bums me out. Like,
Yeah, that's fair. I like that the Oblex took Gizmo.
yeah,
I think it was a good choice.
yeah, just happened to be. I was like, I'm going to take up to 3 faces and skedaddle out of there. Not dying here.
Not dying here.
You guys are gonna have some fun night rests.
Fucking Gizmo.
Hmm. Bazarak, I can't get my dick out. Go pee pee. Come over here. Walk
What?
more zipper. Because he's luring you in. I don't know. It's in my head, dude. It's 9:45. What do you want?
Yeah,
from me?
sure, dude. That's what you go to.
It's like the obelisk. The obelisk is trying to figure out like human interactions. Bazarak,
Come
zipper.
breathe over here.
You're sitting all by yourself, big boy. Oh my god.
Well, he got the memories. I don't remember how many memories they get. I think they get all your life, no?
Hmm?
I don't know.
It
Like,
doesn't
he gets
doesn't need
all
to be
your life, but-
quantifiable. It's just like you. They can just keep doing it. To greater penalties, it doesn't. It's up to the DM to quantify what they get out. But like, it learns all your languages, and a part of you.
Nice.
Well, whatever the DM wants to use, really.
Gizmo gets back to the surface, and there is someone doing his work already.
Me
Like,
putting oblixes into the campaign so I can finally learn about what my player characters are actually. Eric, give me your backstory. That's 28 backstory. Oblix demands. But no.
What's your dream, Eric? What's your goal in life?
Yeah.
That's the...
I want to be a
Is
lawyer.
this kind of like the Oblox, like, kind of like the thing creature? Like, in a way, like...
Never watched the thing.
Ah, Jesus, man, you're
It
missing out.
does it mimic people? I know what it's about. I don't need to watch it to know what it's about. I can just look at the poster and be like, yes.
Yeah, it's not about what it's about. It's just a good movie. It's old, but it's good.
The fact it's old. That's where you lost me. It's like I tried to watch Pulp Fiction, and I was like, I get why people might have liked this back then. Now, why?
Still good.
Or Ghostbusters.
Still holds up.
God, I watched Ghostbusters. I was like, it was so bad.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Ghostbusters wasn't great. Like,
Overrated.
like, you know, like,
Everywhere. Everybody knows it. Why? Just let the movie die. Anyways, my weird fucking take on something that's not related to
but is
our-
it
Yeah.
I think
is it kind of like the thing though, like where it takes a hold of the person and everything, has their like, you know, memory, they can mimic them and do all that stuff?
Well, Bazarak, do you have 5th level spell slots, and can you cast Commune to communicate with the god to get that answer? Because who are you talking to right now? Are you talking to God? See how that's not fun? That's what I mean. Yes, sort of like
That's
a
just
thing.
being kind of dickish though, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, well, I've been
I'm just
there.
literally
I've
asking.
been at the seat where somebody was being dick to me, and I was like, I never want to be that again. Like, so I don't understand what the commute does. I'd rather just be like, you live in this world and you know what an Obelix is because you live in this world. Because
Oh, what are we talking about now? I'm asking about the Obelix, like the creature that took.
yeah, and I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
he's
I'd
fine.
rather answer your question than keep it like, well, you don't know and you have to ask a god. So yes, it's like the thing
All right.
where it can mimic people. It takes your memories. I just never watched a movie. It can mimic their voices, their thoughts, their forms.
it's you, man.
Sort of not a perfect version of yourself, and it's always easy to tell when you're up close to them that it's ooze. Imagine if somebody tried to mold Bazarak out of ooze. It's not a perfect copy. They're not like body snatchers like those what do you call those
Doppelgangers.
doppelgangers. Like doppelgangers are hard to spot, for example, compared to an Obelix.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
I mean, we could try to use like code signals if we get stuck in caves or if we're exploring or something. Be like, hey, the password for tonight is like if someone's creeping or if people have to, I don't know, spread out or do something, be like, hey, flash, thunder, I don't know.
Imagine
Funny
if
thing,
Because only,
Jeff cannot make it a session, I just replace him with a fake Jeff for the session. It's like you have to like
yeah,
what do you call it? Like scan your camp for an imposter.
Among Us. We're playing Among Us now.
Or just like Jeff shows up the session, but I whisper to him like, yeah, tonight you're an Obelix for the entire session. Kill someone. Like, I don't know.
Damn, that would be
Be sus.
great. I want that.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't do it. Maybe I'll say I'll do it, but I won't do it. Now you're paranoid. Do it.
I'm paranoid. You say that. Are you real, Gizmo? Say something only Gizmo will know. Exactly, you know it too.
We should do hand signals. It just boils down to Badrock just flipping everybody the bird.
mm-hmm.
Flash. Do 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 do.